Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We left off with Zemdek getting used to his new bod.
Log and I gathering a larder for my
volunteers.
Sustenance.
Volunteers. Doing some frontier
some
justice.
Yeah.
Having a intense conversation with both Vlad and Shade. And so now we're guys going to do some downtime. You guys know what the clock is. You have no idea what that means, except for the word arc. But you guys know how much time you are able to take as much downtime as you like. I would recommend that you at least you may leave before Zemdek is done in his infantile vampire phase. You just have to still deal with what is going on while you're traveling or doing whatever it is that you're doing.
I have to find me.
Did we
food
figure
on
out,
the
can he
road.
get out of the box on his own?
He hasn't tried.
Oh, okay.
Well, we'd already let him out.
Yeah.
So, but you have food ready. He needs the. We ended up at the night of the 8th, if I remember correctly, going into the night. So we're just going to start at the night. Fuck the night. We're just going to go into the start of the night. Zemdek, now is your time if you would like to, if you want to switch your sleep schedule from diurnal to nocturnal, you can. However, during this week, you can't sleep because of what's going on, and I'm not going to charge you for exhaustion just because of your body's weird stuff is happening. So, but if you wanted to try to start switching to that, you can. However,
We're kind of already there.
yeah,
We've been traveling through the night, sleeping during the day.
It's up to you as the group if you guys want to move from diurnal to nocturnal.
Right.
There are those that travel in the Maw are nocturnal because it's just better to travel. It's harder to see threats.
Yeah,
It's harder to see threats, but the Maw is less abrasive.
I would imagine that the
Before
same
and
also
after
too.
Yeah.
the space station, we were already on that.
Once
Yeah.
you get to
Schedule.
a bastion, then a lot of people just automatically go back into the diurnal thing because it's instinctual and it's for mental health and all these other things. Your body wants to be diurnal because most humanoids are diurnal creatures, with the exception of dark elves and a handful of others.
The fallen.
Some of us aren't even used to sun.
So it's up to you. Do you guys want to maintain your nocturnal schedule?
What's the
while you're here?
nightlife? What's the nightlife like here?
Because you're in a center, it's not as lively as the day because more commerce goes on during the day, and then people shutter their stuff. Most people shutter their stuff in the evening because it's still dangerous. The night is dark and full of terrors, including thieves, whatever. What are you gonna do?
Vampires.
Apparently vampires. But there are still things to do. You tell me what it is that you are looking for, and then maybe I can tell you that. But before we get to that, you guys can decide among yourselves sometime soon while we're talking about what you guys are doing in downtime if you guys want to be consistently diurnal or nocturnal or kind of try to go between the two. The only reason why I ask is because of the limit of how many long rests you can take per 24-hour period, and I just want to make sure that I don't want to make it too granular and get confused for no reason because we didn't just set a precedent for it. Cool. On that note, you don't have to be nocturnal. You can be diurnal, but there are obvious risks when it comes to that type of thing. Cool. We're going to go around. I don't want to necessarily do it in a circle. I just want to do stuff. Let's just kind of keep it organic. Talk about. You want to roll for the heart? I know you have it. Go ahead, roll for the heart.
I was gonna ask if anybody else wants to, but I can.
Or somebody else. If somebody wants to roll for the heart, so just we can get it off the table. Anybody else?
Have you rolled for the heart?
What's the heart?
It's a magic.
We have
thing
an artifact that recharges on a natural 20.
Every 3 days.
Every 3
3
days we
days.
get a chance to.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. So
And
12.
it now allows someone to cast the Greater Restoration spell once it's charged.
Which I can cast now. Guys.
Woohoo!
We don't
need
need no
50
game,
If you have it
guys.
prepared.
You just need 50.
100.
What?
100.
100? I thought it was 50. It's 100.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's 100.
Okay. You guys have quite a bit, if I remember correctly.
We're
Point of clarification
Sure.
on the
Yeah.
forge.
I want to give. I don't want to be the one talking a whole lot here. I want you guys
Yeah,
to take
no,
over
just
now.
the forge that we have,
Sure.
it can only be activated once every 3 days.
Right. If that's what it says, then yes.
You never gave us a description
We don't have the.
for it.
Oh, it's just a forge. It like
No, but do we?
Will
does
it stay up
disappear?
until we shut it down?
sorry guys, when I have the time to actually print out little cards for all your stuff, I do want to hand them to you with some nice cool Dice of Ages
No, no.
logos on the back so you can reference them, but I haven't had a chance.
You did tell us that we could only activate it once every
3 days.
days.
But there's no limit to how long it can
it
stay.
stays up.
That was
Okay,
our question.
perfect.
Because it is a travel thing.
Yep.
Most of the time people use it while traveling, so they have to shut it down and pack it up.
Correct.
Soon after they open it up. But yes, as long as you stay in one place, it can
Stay
there.
open the whole time.
It is also the things that it produces are arguably mundane.
Right.
But
Mundane
the actual
tools.
anvil that is involved in the forge itself, that big old, anvil shaped thing,
Yep.
that is magical. So it's far more resistant to anything. And as long as that stays intact, it is able to suck in all of the stuff. You can add to the forge if you want. Like you can put new stuff in the forge. You can upgrade it if you want, and it just like folds up the room, the outdoor forge. But the anvil is where everything gets sucked into and comes out of. Is that good enough?
Could we find a place to set that up
Yeah.
to where I could work day and night and
You
not?
could say. You want to ask?
Yes.
Who do you want to ask?
Is Shade still around?
Roll a
Or
perception
Vlad?
check. Or you could just be like, Shade. See if she responds.
22?
22. You look around.
No.
You
Dirty
s-
20.
Dirty 20. You do like notice some fleeting shadows. It's that whole thing where you thought you saw something of like dark and shade like move in the periphery of your vision, but then you look there and there's nothing there, and you're like, the fuck?
I don't want to draw attention, but I want to set up my workshop. Do we know somewhere where that can happen?
You just hear a voice from behind you. You can go into the basement. There's plenty of room there, or just into the catacombs below. Just be careful.
Thank you.
That's where Vlad is hanging out. And you start walking away. No, let me show you.
Yeah, that tracks.
They lead you down into.
Yeah.
You start to go down, and you. This is familiar because it looks a lot like the Karadim catacombs. It started to, but rather than it being dwarven first and then alighting, and the deeper you go, it's immediately that. It's immediately like ancient, Mauritian type of style. You also notice that it's well kept. It just is such a good architecture that it maintained good quality throughout for who knows how long, probably many millennia. You're able to go down. It does stretch out, and it looks like some stuff has been a little bit more cozy core made, kind of like just made like there's some tapestries and rugs and stuff throughout, but it is a web, and it goes on forever, as far as you can tell, down and out. Most of the stuff is kept to the basic radius of the tower, like not too far, but you have gotten the feeling, especially since that one section of the triway, it's not necessarily a triway, but that one section of that underground canal that you were traveling that went under a lot of the maw before, that there's probably massive expanses of miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles, if not hundreds, if not thousands of miles of underground catacombs of ancient Mauritian creation throughout a large portion of the maw. Makes sense. This is no exception. If you've noticed with Karadim, they're far more concentrated here. So there's plenty of room for you to do whatever the fuck you want. She does say, just if Vlad doesn't want to, let him come to you. I'm telling you this, seriously. Yeah. He made you. I've seen him make other people. Let him come to you.
Sure.
If it's an emergency, I mean...
I got him on the line if I need to get in touch with him.
He'll know. Great. She brings you to a room that's empty, and it's like 20 by 20. Plenty of room. Limestone, mostly. Limestone, sandstone.
If I can't sleep, I don't recharge my abilities. Correct? Mm-hmm. So this whole week, I'm going to be riding on whatever I have.
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
I mean, like, remember, you still have exhaustion from being revived.
Nope.
You said he
Because I
didn't.
wasn't revivified, I was turned.
And when it happened, you said that
Didn't
he
I
doesn't
say
get
that
it.
you had 3 points?
Nope.
No, you said that he normally would, but because he's
Oh,
undead, that he doesn't.
Yeah.
I fast forwarded past the part where I said, "Oh, you normally would," and then I fast forwarded. So that makes sense. Okay, cool. Yes, that's fine. I was skimming. I just
you're
wanted to
fine.
catch up.
It's all right.
I was trying to remind myself. It's been a while.
It's only been 2 months,
Yeah, it's been
Right,
2
yeah.
months. I was trying to remember. But yes, you will not gain back things like spell slots and stuff like that. Unfortunately, that's where you are right now. You're in that stage that you gotta fucking deal with it. So
Just clarifying.
yep. But you won't suffer from exhaustion, as I said before.
Okay.
You got that. Any other thing else?
Because I forgot the last 2 long rests we did. Does Moonchild come back?
Yeah, if you want her to.
Yeah.
Them to.
Yeah.
Yep. Come back.
Is she in her puppy form or normal form?
That's a good question. I want you to roll a spellcasting check.
With level 8 or level 9?
We are going to assume now that we are in downtime that you have the arbitrary abilities of like your stat increases or anything that you would do like that because you get your proficiency as level 9 moving forward. However, things like the abilities and the spells that you've chosen that you have been available, those types of things, I'd like you to tell me how you came about to get those types of things, and then you gain them when we talk about those things, correct? Because we're doing some boop, boop, boop stuff. Make sense? Cool. So yes, you can do that with the extra 1 that you would have. So spellcasting check, charisma plus proficiency plus 20. Speaking of which, Adam, whoa. Okay. Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa. I am currently updating your spell requests list, and so far everything's pretty good. So we'll get to it when we get to it. Go ahead.
23.
23. They appear to be in that awkward, fuzzy stage where their undercoat is still coming in, so they kind of their hair is a little spiky.
Like teenage dog?
Okay, teenage, like adolescent dog, like that 10-month-old feel, you know, or it's still like a large breed 10-month-old, but it's still like big old paws, so you know they still have some growing into their paws still. You can tell they still have some growing to do, but yeah. They're still technically small enough where if you wanted to like coddle and swaddle them, you could.
I mean, I haven't seen them in for a while, so yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that their form looks, rather than just ethereal kind of wispy moonlight, it looks more like RGB cathode ray tube holographic. Does that make sense? Just like very Naboo, we've lost all 4 forms of communication. Where the holograph is like weird and wobbly, that kind of thing. Very Star Wars hologram feel. But not like one color. Same color though. Good? Okay, cool. So let's start moving through. Unless there's any other points of order people want to do, let's start just moving through downtime and seeing what you guys are doing. You guys
Okay.
on?
Yeah, sure.
You can work with other people too. I highly encourage that.
Well, I talked to some of them. Other than following Shade around,
Yeah.
which is what I'll be doing some of the time.
Trying to follow her.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I do have a pretty good
One-sided.
perspective, so yes.
Perspective or perception is
Both.
what you meant.
So yeah, I have a +8, so you know.
Argus has what? Like a plus 15 or something?
Yeah, but he
No,
rolls
also
like
passive
shit.
perception.
Yeah.
My actual perception is only like +5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, so I'll be doing that. I'm also going to be. I didn't really gain any new abilities outside of 2 spells, of which I will, in my mind, work on fear, which I'm pretty, familiar with, and
Intimately.
yeah, and also I picked up Crown of Madness. So
Also intimately familiar with.
yes.
This stuff
So-
happens pretty innately. Yeah.
Yeah. But I will be experimenting with the bardic inspiration and getting a handle on the additional things. So I'll be, as they're doing skills or whatever, I'll pop in occasionally and you get inspiration, and you get inspiration. Oh, and then I'm also observing my god here and watching closely his decision making and stuff like that. Still trying to figure out if thieves can be killed and eaten or not. That sort of thing.
Cool. Yeah. You do using your flute, or are you singing, or?
For the inspiration, it'll be a mixture.
Okay.
Yeah. I will.
You feel comfortable doing that in public?
The flute, well, I can start off with the kids that survived his attack
Okay.
and try to entertain them a little bit. And then, I will make a conscious effort not to use the melody around that pissed off Shade. I won't play that around her.
Yeah, there's probably some trauma there that you're
Just a little.
picking at a wound.
Right.
You know?
So, but I will try to engage her in conversation or whatever, which is
Sure.
usually response is
You
probably
corner her
sickle.
at one point during your downtime. You corner her at one point where she has been trying to dodge you and move through the stage just because look, I'm supposed to keep an eye on you, but I don't want to engage with you. And for the point you just catch her in a corner and she's like, oh, what?
It was
What?
well, I
Like
didn't,
a bad penny. What?
I didn't expect you to stop. Now I don't know what I want to ask
Where am I
you.
supposed to go? I'm literally at a dead end of a corridor. I could climb over you.
Yeah, don't do that.
You're short enough.
Why do you hate me? I will look up at her. Literally look
Yeah.
up at her with his puppy
Puppy
dog eyes. on.
She's sighs. I don't hate you. I just have a comfort zone, and it was with my sisters or alone. And so this is very new to me, and I need time. I like to lurk. I like to watch. It's something that I was very good at, and one of the things I had to do for my job. So, I'm sorry, but I don't hate you. You brought back some bad memories that I don't quite understand yet, so I just want my space. I need time.
Okay.
Do
Yeah.
you hate me?
No, you're the only family I have.
Why didn't you listen when I said stop?
Because I kind of suspected you didn't want me to.
Whoa. You got some other thing to work on. There's a thing called consent you should probably look up.
Says the one that tried to erase my memories.
All right, fair.
I'm not good at the social thing, and I'm getting a sense that you probably aren't either.
No, I'm not.
So we could probably start
good.
over.
At face level, surface level social, in order to get to a point where I can be alone with somebody so I can end them.
I have my hand outreached for the handshake.
She just takes her 2 fingers and puts them out for you to grab onto.
I'm Meckel. Hi.
I'm Shade.
You want to get something to eat?
Sure, what'd you have in mind?
Not anything on Zemdek's menu.
Well, yeah, no, I don't do that
Yeah.
either. They have some good kebabs around noon.
Yeah, let's do that.
Sure. So I can't really be seen in public because I'm, for obvious reasons, I kind of stick out and I'm kind of in hiding. Here, she just kind of flips you a platinum. You want to just grab some for us and we can just eat quietly without talking together?
Sure. Do I give him the whole thing?
I don't know how much they cost. What? It's like a kebab. How much could it cost? 7 gold? 5 gold?
I'll figure it out.
It's like the whole rich person thing. It's a
Banana.
banana. How much could it cost? $7?
And Meckel's like, I trade this for that. I don't know. So yes, I So I will, through the course of the next couple, I will leave her alone until right around kebab time.
You're doing this whole alone time together thing
Yeah.
with Shade, and I'm so here for it. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
So like during kebab time, the rest of the time I'll leave her alone and
Yeah.
just focus on God over here.
There are like that's great. Do you want to just roll a charisma check just straight with at advantage for me? No bonuses, just the charisma.
20. Dirty
20. I think there's probably, you sense at least a visceral sense of camaraderie that's going on here, at least to the point where there is a moment where you almost get run over or hit by a bunch of the kids that are running around and playing within the tower, and she takes her blade like real quick and deftly and pulls you back so that you don't get run over by them without cutting you with the absolutely magically razor sharp blade that just sucks people's souls out without hurting you or cutting you at all. And then she was like, and she pulls you back real quick, and you look up at her and she's just, what?
Oh, here's some change. I will.
You,
Yeah.
you hand her the kebab change for the day. She's like, "Oh, sure. Just watch yourself." She puts the change back in.
We look at each other and then go our separate ways.
Yeah, you just kind of like, all right, and then just kind of do your own thing. Anything else?
No,
Or I'll
other
come back
than-
to you and we can do more stuff. Or...
Yeah, I mean, it's just following
Cool.
Argus around.
Who's next? You got the forge stuff. I assume you want to start working on Mark III at some point.
Yep.
We can start with that and start just melding in as other people. I want it to be kind of this organic spiderweb thing. So
Yeah. I mean, if I'm not feeding, I'm working on Mark III. Like that's pretty much all
and
I'm
feeding's
doing.
just a thing you have to fit into your schedule.
Yeah.
It's less of a chore now.
Yep.
Still
But that's
gross.
pretty much what I had planned for the whole.
Speaking of bodies as well, you can store them down here in a room somewhere before you find out something
Cool.
you want to do with them.
Yeah.
Does
The forge is open. Yeah, you could try to incinerate them in there if you want.
Yeah, how many hands do I get?
It's still gonna. Speaking of which, there is no ventilation down here, so it would behoove you to, at the very least, go to a point that's farther removed
Yeah.
from here, and
So the smoke isn't coming up through the building.
and suffocating everybody
Yes.
that does have to breathe.
I'm sure between Argus and I, we know that.
Yeah, you don't have to breathe, and Vlad doesn't have to breathe, which are the most people down here. Yes,
But I'm not used to it yet.
You understand? The reason why I say so is because you have to move farther away from this thing. Less populated, other denizens and things start to move throughout, so things get more dangerous, as you've seen before.
And you make a lot of noise.
So I just want you to roll me a survival check for me as you do so. You can either of you can roll it because I know you guys are working together, right? And correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, how many volunteers did we get?
I only have a +1.
You got enough for each
Go for
day
it.
that you're going to be.
For the
So
I'll give
I
you-
want to know how many
I'll
hands.
have
I
it.
you
got.
had you had 6
Not good.
Roll a 1 and a
volunteers.
3.
Okay.
So 8.
How?
How? By rolling a 1 and a 3.
So dark. It gets so dark. It's not what I want.
He's just staring at the light.
So you get 12 more. Oh, well, you
I already
have
had
14.
2. I already had, yeah, so I got 14 now.
14 hands.
Yep.
I got a rumbling in my tumbling that only hands can satisfy.
Finger.
I got an 8 with advantage.
I feel like you could
8
do
with
something
advantage?
those
I rolled a
hands.
1 and a
I
3.
feel like you got to do something with those hands. Like
So
a
I think
12
there
or something.
is a moment
that
where
many
you
corpses.
do
If I throw a hand.
you do find it like, this place looks great, cool, and it's farther enough removed that things will start to disperse, and you do see every once in a while that there are some type of vents up there, but who knows what condition they are and if they're actually connected to something or whatever, and you don't really if they actually go to the surface or if they go to something else. I mean, these people were very, very brilliant with their architecture. They could go to some other type of thing or plant that you don't know. You haven't taken the time to really examine it.
It smokes fish in the other chamber.
No, jeez. But you do end up in a room that you're like, oh, okay, cool, this looks good. This is 2020 room. But you are unexpectedly harried on all sides by some that are affected by the curse of the walking, some undead. There's a few skeletons, there's a few zombies. Nothing that you guys actually have to work
Channel
through.
divinity.
Every
most-
once in a while, we've got to just
two
take
You've
care
got to
of
take care of it.
You kill another couple kids up top.
No.
Far enough down.
The reason why I'm saying, yeah, you're also much farther laterally away. You've had to move like about a half mile away from
We're
this.
away from people. So
Yeah,
they don't-
you're meaning that you're very far away from everybody else. But them's the breaks. So
but
the
Zendak has to try to not get scared of me.
Yeah.
the
You could
point
hide
is
in the
why
box for a
the
second.
point of why I'm saying that is because if Zemdak were to use any of his abilities, he would not be able to recharge them during this type of thing. I would say you only have like, as you're setting up, you only have 2 uses of that. You can start trying to. You definitely can't feed or bleed on any of these types of things. They don't have any blood.
Do I have access to my new spells?
I don't have to worry about.
Just the
When you
normal,
talk
like,
about how
prepared
you're
one?
able to get them, then
No,
you
the
get access
normal
to
like
them.
prepared.
Same thing.
fifth level
I like to do
spells.
RP when it comes to that stuff. Same thing. Like, just tell me, like, if you have a story for it, tell me now, and then you get it.
I'm already undead, so I don't have to worry about zombie play.
Right, they can still hurt you.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It is trivial as far as what you are able to
Yes.
take care of, but it still requires effort.
Yeah.
Meaning that like there are still things that later on, if you try to use a bunch of spells, they'll say like, okay, well you have like 1 less because of something
Okay.
or other. That's all I'm saying. Just
I don't
be
have any
prepared for
spells.
that.
Just.
Oh,
I
you're
use
you're
them all.
spent.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Zemdek's spent, and he's gonna be spent for the next week.
Yes.
Okay, fuck. So, you're whacking things and
Yes.
you're
Hey,
doing your best.
I can fight stuff off while you do stuff because I can't. I can only use one arm.
Pistol. Sword.
Every once in a while, things do show up because you are making noise and things do. But you're at a point where like there's a bunch of shit that's roaming around down here. Most of it is pretty trivial.
Yeah.
I believe that there is one point where there is some type of not necessarily a golem, but not a construct either. A couple skeletons that have kind of fused together
an
and become a
abomination
larger one that's kind of crawls through, and you're like, oh fuck, and you have to stop what it is that you're doing and actually fight this thing. I do think that you are savvy enough where you take a little bit of damage, but given how much you're going to feed and given how much you're going to long rest, it's going to be trivial. But you do, I think what you take away from this the most is that the maw is extremely dangerous inside and out. And there is perhaps thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions, if not billions of undead traversing the entirety of the maw. And they're everywhere. And there's no way you can like stop the tide. It's always going to keep coming.
At any point, would Argus have tried to heal me during combat?
Would I
Probably, yeah. If he got hurt, he would absolutely have gotten hurt, yeah, at some point.
Oh, but you're worried about your
I'm worried about exploding into fire.
berserker
depending
thing,
on
so maybe
Okay.
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
how that is.
well, there are times that I would probably be following you down there, and I do have healing word. I also have inspiration you can have.
It all depends on how
So-
hurt you are, I guess.
I'm
Really?
more wondering if I would have figured out if a healing spell works on me or if it harms me.
If
Do
you would have
use it?
asked, I would have done it.
Okay. Just roll it real quick for me.
Roll which part?
The
healing?
Roll
the
the hit.
frenzy thing.
Oh,
Well, if
I just
Meckel's
wanted
there-
don't.
Okay, that's all. That's all. I just wanted to know it would just so for my head canon.
Sure.
It does work on you.
Okay.
It does work on you.
Okay. That's good to know.
I can still be healed.
It's not like it's not a radiant based heal. It's just heal.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just curious.
Same reason why casting cure wounds on a zombie doesn't do anything. I mean,
Yeah.
it just heals them. It doesn't hurt them.
Well,
like
Cure Wounds
this isn't Final Fantasy.
specifically
This
says
is
it can't cure undead.
oh, it specifically says that. Cure wounds says that.
See if healing word says it.
Nah.
I'm literally staring at it.
No, I believe you.
This spell has no
I'm-
effect
I'm-
on undead or constructs.
So yeah, healing word. See what it says.
But I mean,
Yeah,
it
so does
works.
healing word actually.
It
says
works on
also.
Zektech.
Fuck that noise. Nah, it works.
Here.
Fuck that noise. Not works. I will say that there's probably
Great
a
Theory's
couple
fine.
times. There's probably a couple times at the beginning where, like, because you have to do this constantly throughout your downtime, that it didn't, and you're like, why didn't that work? And then you work together to figure out how to, because you're your own god, to figure out how to alter the spell so you can help your friend. So you figure out how it works on Zemdek and Zemdek only. Make sense?
Is that going to mess up things like when I have a mass healings?
No. I mean, like,
I can just manipulate it for him in that section.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
you
like,
teach me
you've
how.
figured out to make all of your healing spells also be able to heal Zemdek because you work with
I
him.
know him well enough.
Yeah, you know him well enough. You have to put more thought into it, but nothing mechanically is going to affect you. I think that's something that you just end up learning throughout this downtime to be able to do it. You being your own god has its advantages to be able to say, like, nah, let's just do, like,
That's not
let's
how
just
this works.
throw some Salt Bay Necrotic in there to help you out. Like
We're going to throw in some fire.
Little
to
lemon.
burn.
a little lemon, some cilantro.
Can he teach me that ability too,
Crema?
so my healing word works on him too, or not?
Yeah, especially given your bond with him
Yeah.
and knowing the history that you have with Zemdek. Yeah, no problem with that. Among the party, I don't want to punish you for that shit. That sucks. That's dumb. I don't like that. And I don't think that's fair. I know that he can regenerate. What I will say is that in his feral state, where he's closer to being pure undead, he's far closer to death than he is life or undeath or whatever, that shit won't work on him.
Okay.
That's the only time it won't work. And you don't think that you're able to
changes
do
Just
His-
don't rage.
yeah.
His body chemistry enough
Oh,
that I can't
like,
adjust it.
drastically
Yeah.
changes his body chemistry to the point where and you feel like you may be able to figure that out, but I don't think you're willing to risk having him go into a feral state and just eat you alive down here alone.
Let me try.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh my god.
It would also take quite a while for you to figure that out. So, but yeah, I think let's put that rule in there somewhere. Write that down somewhere if you can. I might put it in here.
Yeah, that's a very good general question.
Yeah.
Magical healing does not work with feral.
This is just regular weapon.
Yeah.
Which explains why he gets better healing from his bite during that time too, because it gets balanced by that. Cool. Okay.
Because this could be tied into one of the spells I'm going to take. Do I need to roll anything for my collective nights, long rests, dream stuff?
I don't want to get too stuck in the weeds in there. Why don't you just tell me if there's any information or intent that you would like to do? and
Well,
then
because
we'll just have a
I'm
short-
taking the dream spell.
Right. And can you cast that on yourself?
Well, so the way that it works is I can cast it either on myself or on someone else as a messenger,
put them
but
into
then
somebody else's
into another target. So there's the messenger and then there's the target. And I can be the messenger or I can have someone else be the messenger.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So what's your intent?
Well, for one, to be able to let those whose families we've met, let them be able to talk with their families who we've met. They can have full-on conversations. It's not limited to 25 words. They can have a full-on
Dreamwalk into
8-hour
their families.
conversation
And you just
with their
use your
family.
dreamscape as the meeting place,
Right.
As Zoom, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there's
Vid chat log.
and if there's some shithead we don't like, I can give them a nightmare instead and
You
make them
just
not
have
get
to be
it.
familiar with the creature you're
I
talking
just have to know who they are. I just have to know them.
You just have to know they are, and there's no distance requirement.
Nope. As long as I think it's the same
Same
plane. I
plane,
think
right?
same plane is the only thing.
It's super cool.
That's super cool. That's fifth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And
So
just
you can
and
only
it
do that-
fits for log.
You could do that like what? 3? How many do you have? Like 4 now? 4 spells? Slots?
No, I still got 2. for
Two,
a
only
while.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
But they're both 5th level. Okay.
Right, yeah. But I mean, this would be like normally like
Cool.
an end of day, like when we do sendings. It would be the same kind of thing where we're like,
Sure.
And you just need a short rest to get that back.
Exactly.
So like,
Right.
That's awesome.
and it's not concentration.
right.
So you invite the people that you invite into the dream. Do they have to be people nearby?
Well, so I think it's the messenger, so the person I have to touch. I think it's what it says. Let me double double check.
Send.
Yeah.
You touch
It's
one and then you send
complicated.
the
I
other.
mean,
You
it's
or
a
somebody
long
else.
description.
You
for the
or a
spell.
willing creature you touch enters a trance state acting as a messenger.
Yeah.
So you have to touch the messenger or be the messenger.
And it's just one person, right?
Yes.
Right.
So you can send, for example, Argus into the dream of his mother, so they can have a
And anyone
conversation.
I've met.
Yeah. Just for example, like you can do that, but you're gonna do like one person into one other person's dream.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So either you or somebody else that you can touch.
Right.
Cool. Yeah. You can absolutely do that. You just have to like. So I think because you're doing that, you might want to stick to the diurnal for this one, if that's what you're intending to do every night, because you have a better chance of people being asleep.
Right.
I mean, if
'Cause
we're
if you try to
nocturnal,
cast a spell and they're not asleep, it
Or
doesn't work.
you mean nocturnal.
nocturnal, we're awake while they're asleep, and he can cast the spell.
Right, but you're in an unconscious state when you cast
No,
it.
You
no,
don't have
I'm,
to be.
I'm aware of my surroundings.
While in the trance, the
Oh.
messenger is aware of their surroundings.
Well, then fuck me. Forget what I just said. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
And so, yeah, the only restriction is that the target must be on the same plane of existence as you.
Cool. That's dope as shit.
And the only time there's a roll involved is if
Nice
I'm trying to
job.
do the nightmare thing. Then there's a roll for the.
So if you want to fuck with somebody, you can just give them a nightmare.
and then they
They
don't
have to
benefit.
roll something, right?
So that they get a wisdom save, but if they fail it, they don't get the benefit of a long rest. So if I do it enough nights in a row, I can literally kill someone
Good, yeah.
with their dreams.
If they
like
fail.
I could Freddy Krueger somebody.
It's perfect Dreamweaver.
Do they
Perfect.
rule question?
Sure.
Do they have to be detectable? As in, where those amulets stop the?
The dream is either is it a divination or conjuration spell?
It's illusion.
Illusion.
Because it's just someone who's known to me. I don't have to see them. They're just someone
I'm
who's
just thinking,
known.
because that might
it's,
come up.
Sure, I have a question. If it's just a dream and not a nightmare, they don't have to make a save. It just happens.
It just happens. It's only the nightmare that
That
requires
is
a roll.
that is so abusive. That's oh no.
This is just straight
Okay.
up player's handbook.
I know. Don't stop it. So yeah, okay, cool. As far as you question was, I'm sorry, say it again.
If they're wearing something that is like non-detection or something, can you still send it?
Because it's not scry or
Right.
Technically,
spying.
what these amulets do, that I assume you guys are trying to make more of at some point, because you're gonna, I know you're gonna do a lot of crafting here. It is specifically divination spells that you have quote unquote immunity to.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that you couldn't possibly tweak one to possibly prevent things like invasive dreaming and nightmares. Now that you know someone who knows how to do it innately, but the ones that you have right now, no, it doesn't make you immune to that. Cool. Yeah. So you can with unless you guys want to do an RP moment with your family and stuff like that, you can, for all intents and purposes, catch them up with whatever it is you want to catch them up with. You can cast exposition at 5th level.
He did already nix the idea of sending me to the doctor.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's not
That's
happening.
not.
They're like, no.
Absolutely not.
We can do that instead of the sendings I was going to do for Queenie. So we can tell her about the doctor.
Right, and have full on conversations that aren't limited by 25 words.
Right.
So
Yes, you can do that. Oh, speaking. Okay, cool. Who do you send with Queenie?
who should talk to Queenie?
You were the last one that was contacted by her.
Yeah,
Kind of.
them.
Them.
But
Sorry.
yeah, I mean, I could talk to them if you want. I do want to thank them for the other half of teleportation. Yeah, we can move all over the place now with this, with the rest of this. So I definitely want to thank them at least. But
Speaking of which, any scrolls that you have, given this amount of time, are in your book as long as you spend the gold.
yeah, that's
That's a given.
it's the gold. That's the
The gold.
Gotta find paper.
you have to figure that out. So yeah.
Okay. So I do want to play that just a little bit. If you want to go into Queenie's dream, they are like, "Oh, hello! It's good to see you again."
It's great to see you too. Give them like a hug, kind of, if
They do a
that's
hug, and then they go into a hug, and then they do one of those things where keep you guessing movement, where then they flip open and they go into a carriage that goes into the sky. I thought I might be dreaming by some of you.
Shani just flies mentally because it's a dream, right? So
Well, and you control everything.
Okay.
The messenger controls everything within the dream.
This isn't like the last lucid dream I have.
well, I'm so okay.
Cupcake.
Nope. How about just a cake? There's a cake.
They like seem confused, like they thought you were just part of their dream.
No, so I'm here right now. Log sent me here. I'm actually here. We're actually in the space. Yeah. I mean, for intents and purposes. Yeah. Ouch. Okay.
Sorry.
You don't boop my nose. Like, I know it's cute, but
I'm
come on.
sorry. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. Thank
Oh, did you get the bee I sent you?
I did. Thank you so much for that. That finished off.
You could
the
thank
thing.
Utier,
Dear?
Athradian,
Who?
the Grand Master Mage of the Midnight Athenaeum. You know,
Oh,
the big old mage, super old, lives inside books, inside of the
in the-
capital.
that sounds really
Yeah, I'm studying
interesting.
under him. Wild stuff.
That sounds really interesting. Okay.
Mind-bending, reality, crazy stuff.
So,
He's been here for a really long time. He's like a couple millennia old.
do you think it'd be okay for us to come at some point and say hey?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, you want the thing? I wrote it on the other side
Would-
of the circle.
Oh,
for
the
here.
circle for here. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
for
there.
where I'm
for
sleeping right
here,
now.
for you, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
where I'm sleeping right now. I mean,
right.
yeah.
You're there. Yeah, I understand. Thank you. Yeah, no, I think I would be very interested in coming and seeing all the books and stuff and talking.
I mean,
and
I'll
seeing
ask, but
again.
I'm pretty sure he'll be totally fine with it.
Okay.
A lot of weird stuff going on here. I'm trying to like move some things around to influence nations and people of power, and then trying to send. Utger has been very helpful about throwing his book around in order to make sure that we're able to influence some things around the world. And I've been ingratiating myself with a couple of other world leaders
Interesting.
via some magic and letters and other things like that. That's why one of the reasons why I sent that to you. And I try to make some things a little easier for you, at the very least.
I appreciate that.
And a couple of other people. So, but I'm sorry, it thinks it's like super busy over here. This is like the only time I have to relax when I'm sleeping. So,
It's understandable. I had it, and then Noelle lost it, and then Noelle had it again, and then lost it again.
I'm so sorry. I interrupted
you.
you far too many times.
It's okay. So one reason that I'm here is actually just to let you know that we, and especially me, saw the doctor in their sanctum.
The doctor?
Yes. Like the doctor.
Was Queenie ever made aware that that was like the title of the person?
She asked us to find the doctor.
Yeah, they
She
did.
asked us to
Yeah,
find
they,
Someone in a plague mask.
They did,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, but
I don't
the
think
doctor
the
was not in
doctor
the plague mask.
title was ever mentioned.
Yeah, so they're
We
willing
asked
for
a
it to
couple
work.
questions, and he said that they sometimes wore a plague mask.
Yeah.
That's
The
what you told
doctor doesn't wear a plague mask. The some of the people that work with the doctor have worn a plague mask.
Oh, I thought you had said that he wore one on occasion.
I apologize if I did. My intention was to. If he did, it was just because that is the more contemporary version of a like germ mask, just like like an N95. But sorry,
we
this
could
is a
say
little-
that I saw people in
Yes,
the plague's mask.
That's what I meant.
In his
Yeah.
presence
You have
or whatever.
Yes, you have witnessed people in plague masks in that building
Right.
at one point.
So the doctor had some folks around them where they were all in plague masks, like the person that you were hunting for, looking for. Told you that we'd say anything and send word to you.
So
if we-
you start talking about this, and it's
Yeah.
really interesting because although you have complete control over the scenario starts to weep and gloom and get darker. You've started to pick at a now very strong PTSD trauma, like scab and wound, that the subconscious and the deep conscious is imposing very oppressive power upon this session now. You're able to keep the nightmare at bay because you have complete control over here. But if you weren't here, this would be a full-on night terror.
Yeah. I sense it's a little gloomy here. Can I give you another hug? I know this is not easy information.
Sorry, no.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. It's,
So you said this person is the doctor?
yes.
Where are they?
Last I saw them, they were east of Bebas.
Is this real? Is this the real dream?
This is real.
East of Abbas.
East of Bebas, yes. In the place called...
West of.
Well, sorry, west of Bebas. Sorry.
West of Abbas.
I'm dreaming. It's a little...
That's hundreds, if not thousands of miles away.
Paradise was the supposed name of the place.
Oh, it was called the Borough.
The borough.
The borough, but
it was
Meckel
called the borough,
called it...
but we
The
called it
building
Paradise.
was the brass retreat within the borough.
But Meckel called it Paradise, and
Mecca.
the brass retreat is maybe a place you can look for them.
So when I
specifically.
wake up and I decide to leave and go halfway across the world in order to get to this place,
It's not guaranteed that they'll be there. They seem to call
I
in.
mean, this is real. You are actually telling me this.
I'm real.
But tell me something that I wouldn't know.
But you wouldn't know that you'd be able to verify. We? No, you might think that's unreal. I don't know. Dragons? We found dragons. Talked to Nisheni, she saw a dragon for real, and then I saw dragon bones, so... But you'd think
Oh,
that's
no, we
probably
have one here.
impossible. What? Really?
Yes, sir. She's my peer, I guess. I work with her. We learn stuff together. Her name is Lestresia.
Okay.
She's kind of she's kind of like her uncle. Not really, but we learn things together.
Okay.
Like, no, real dragon. Crazy, right?
Yeah, no.
Real dragon.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yo,
Misheni was telling me about this giant
We're all
blue
fucked
sand.
up. Lots of trauma.
Yeah.
Crazy thing. Oh, by the way, since you're talking about the dragons, real.
Yes. Yes.
Used to be able to, like, feel real pain, emotion, cry, and stuff like that. Can't do that anymore because of what the elves did to them. They took it away.
The elves did that?
Mm,
What-
yeah.
what-
Way
what-
back
what-
when
what they-
the elves betrayed them. So now they're only seen as monsters because they can't show emotion, which is why one of the reasons why everyone else started killing them off.
Yeah.
Elves betrayed them.
Okay.
They were given magic was a gift from the dragons,
So they just backstabbed.
and then elves got rid of them so they couldn't give the gift to anybody else. Wild stuff. Wild stuff I've learned here.
Yeah.
Lestresia sometimes has some genetic memory that pops up every once in a while.
Okay.
She was born a couple months ago from an egg
And she already knows
that
all
used to
this?
be underground here.
She already knows all this stuff.
Genetic memory, it pops up every once in a while. I know. Like I said,
Yeah.
absolutely crazy. Sometimes truth stranger than fiction.
We've been to the moon. One of the moons.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, no, you're fucking with me.
No, I'm not fucking with you.
Okay, now I really need you to tell me something that I wouldn't know that I can verify. Because this is crazy.
You wouldn't know that you could verify.
You want to think about it? I've got all the time.
Keradim fell because of a zombie incursion.
I thought I heard something like that. Oh, okay. If I wake up and that's true, I'll know that this was real.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Anything else?
I mean, it's really good to see you again. There's lots. I wish we could have tea,
Do you want to party in my dream?
There's tea.
Tea?
Yeah.
Just tea? That's your idea of a party? I'm from Solis.
Oh, I forgot you were from Solis too. Okay, never mind.
Mead, beer, club music. Let's
All
go.
right. Instantaneously just goes back to clubbing and like
It's
Yeah.
full crazy old Maurice. He was in here last night all raving. Darude Sandstorm.
they have a good time.
Glow sticks, the whole thing. Yeah, you have a good time. And of course it
Somebody's
feels
by a light
longer than it
switch.
actually is because it's a dream thing.
Still drink the tea. It's little mushrooms in there.
She carves
you know?
with the owl just going.
Headcanon says anywhere Queenie sets down roots for any given period of time, she starts making mead because she's got the honey to do so.
There's definitely some history there though, because of the PTSD and trauma of what that reminds her of. So she might avoid doing that until she feels a little more healed. God damn it! I'm sorry. It's literally the word Queenie that keeps.
I know.
fucking me up.
Jax has apologized before,
You did this on purpose.
but they have a grand old time. I don't think there would have been anything else that anybody else wanted to talk to them about, right? That like, because Trishani would have said something.
That was the main thing that I was
Okay.
I
like,
mean,
we
it's
need
been
to
so
talk-
long since we've seen them that
Yeah.
Would you warn them about the dangers of going after the doctor?
Yeah, I think mid. You know, Don't be stupid. I'm just saying.
I mean,
No worries, I've got these. And she pulls
Meko
out,
comes
like,
in with the glow stick. Is it just doctor? Just doctor.
You think of Meckel and he's just doing fist pumps.
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
the
very,
background,
like-
just part of the other crowd that's there for ambiance. They pull. No worries, I got these. And she pulls out these like 3 very magical looking. God damn it! They pull out these 3 very magical. I'm not doing. Do better, TJ. They pull out these 3 very magical looking arrows. Appear to be made of 3 completely different materials. Like one looks like bone, one looks like wood, one looks like something else, metal, and they all have some sort of thing.
What?
nothing.
I don't know. He's a child.
No.
And they all seem to have like some sort of script of what looks like infernal and carved upon them.
Very
Okay.
nice arrows. Be a shame if somebody broke one accidentally.
Oh, look at you making connections. Look at you. You're in 2 different campaigns and you're making connections.
I Eldritch Blast one of those arrows to dust.
Whoops.
Oh, you broke it.
It's okay.
Nothing all bending can't fix.
Sweet old lady in the maudlin swamp gave these to me for my reasons.
Granny Lonely? Was that their name?
I didn't get her name. She was very friendly.
Little doggy.
Did she have a lot of dolls?
No,
Okay.
she had a very cozy little house with a nice fireplace and
She's very friendly.
very
Oh.
friendly.
Did the house disappear immediately?
Very short, lots of hair, big nose.
The house did disappear.
Like
after
big nose, like what's her name from Spirited Away?
I forget her name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's who I thought you were taking inspiration. Stealing
Absolutely,
stuff.
yeah, but like it's much smaller.
Does that mean we can eat him?
No. Do you? Okay. Did they like the house disappear afterwards? Did they talk about
I
them
mean, it's
and
the
their
Muslim
siblings?
swamp. It's hard to find anything there.
Okay. Well. Okay. Maybe they're Granny friendly. I don't know. There's Granny Lonely. There's a few Grandpa Cruel we met.
These are your grandparents?
No. No. My grandparents were very nice.
Are these people not nice? She was very nice.
One was very lonely. One was very cruel. They
Neither
are...
of those sound like good things.
Lonely was all right. Cruel tried to eat us a little bit, but we figured it out and we made them go away. It's all right.
Back.
And somebody ate their brains. So it's okay. They're not coming back. Don't worry about it.
Take this pill.
Cool.
It'll make
You've
forget.
inevitably
Yeah.
set someone off to go travel to their deaths.
Well,
Okay.
no.
I'm just kidding.
No. But seriously, don't go after the doctor. They're very powerful. They threw a dragon arm at me and pinned me up against the wall right before
They threw a dragon arm at you?
Like,
Like a
not-
severed dragon arm?
No, like they grew it from their body.
They grew it
Like it was part
over
of
the
their
course of like what, several months? Or-
seconds. Their laboratory was insane.
I'm going to talk to Ultier about this. Now that I know that
I think.
that you're around, I may get in touch with you. Yeah.
Okay. Argus and Log too. I mean, Log's the one that sent me here.
If Ultier has time, he can do like crazy stuff, so he can just talk to you.
Okay. Sounds good.
I need to do a lot of work though. So,
Yeah. No, but let's take a moment and dance a little bit longer. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right.
My dream. Cool, and that's your dream. Lots of exposition there. Look at that. Cool. Any other dreams that you guys wanted to run, or you can just catch up people with what it is they need to know? What's up?
I'm not sending you to the doctor.
I tell everybody about what happened in the dream, obviously. But
If we talk to our parents, would we also know that they're in the Protectorate?
You would eventually learn that. Yes, you guys have kind of all been kept in one of the northeastern
I've only
corner
met your
of the-
brother. I haven't met
of the
your
capital.
parents. So I can send you to meet.
But you've
him,
met my
Jack.
parents,
But
so
I right.
We could talk
but,
to the Firebeards.
Yeah. So I can
They
send
would
you to
tell
send.
Yeah.
but you could talk to Grey Gloves.
Yeah. So I could talk to his brother.
I would probably ask you to send me to talk to
The only part of
Grey
your family that's not there is
Grey
one of
Gloves
your
and-
younger
and
sister.
the-
No,
Gloves. My sister.
Lop.
your younger sister. That's it. That's still
Rupai.
at Steer Track.
Rupai.
Yeah, Rupai.
Rupai.
And
She's
then,
so cute.
Then your family I've met. So
Yeah. So you can send to my family.
She's gonna be a deadly little assassin someday.
Would we find out the
trauma
connection?
in my hand.
Would we find out the connection between Queenie, Darius, and our families?
If you keep doing this, probably.
I feel like
Yeah.
my sister would tell me.
I think I think
This crazy dark elf and
yeah, I mean like because dreams are sometimes shorter or longer based on stuff
Yeah.
because time's weird. Yeah, I mean absolutely. I would say that probably the only unknown then is who is this baby.
oh yeah, my family had the baby with them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, my parents.
If you have a dream with them, they're going to deflect when that
Well, we
subject comes
can't,
up.
because Log never met them.
Yeah.
yeah, I've only met his brother, not the other
the
rest of the family. Yeah.
You've never met any of the Firebeards?
No.
she met the Firebeards.
The
That's why
Flint
you-
Sweepers.
I've only met his brother and his sister, and that's
Right,
it.
but they were all traveling together, and they do tell you that.
Yeah, but we can't direct the questions about the baby.
No, I think it's just probably something that's brought up casually, and you're like,
Yeah.
"What baby?" and they just kind of deflect. But they do let you know that everybody's safe, and they're all working, or not working, but they're all
Together.
observing and living under aliases, and doing their best to keep their heads down, but also helping out. They many of them are actually working as teachers, especially some of the older generation.
And
for-
all in the
in the
center of
capital.
okay.
In the capital, actually at the War College there. That
Is
teaches
my
the-
sister training to become a barbarian or something.
at night she runs. She started over and she has tried to work as a barback in one of the taverns here because she's got to work her way up. And during the day she does some fighting training, martial training at the War College.
Okay. Tell her she has to learn how to fight.
Yeah, everyone's taking, like, people are like, this is a real thing. They're realizing shit might go down. They're prepping. They're preppers now.
Okay. I want to send to the kids I killed.
Far beyond.
How?
Sending, you can send a message to anyone.
Any
It has a
plane, yeah.
5% for any plane.
Sure.
Just to say that I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt them, and
Oops.
I hope they're in a better place.
Okay. I'm gonna give you. You won't try to do this. When undead perish, their existence is annihilated. There is a chance that depending on certain circumstances, that they could be in like the realm of the dead, the shade planes or whatever. It's potential. It's different for everybody and all things. Very like feather and heart weighing on the scale about whether they have any
So
existence.
enough sense,
past
we'll
them.
have them. It's fine.
So you can make an attempt. The thing with that is you also have to cross the veil of a deity that specifically does not want you to do that. like specifically does not want you to do that. And there are several deities that do have, or deities, some creatures of immense power that specifically want those things to be separate and don't want that kind of communication because it's necessary for the balance of all things. There is most definitely, you are familiar with a Grim Reaper type creature that is like hates undead, because it's against the natural order and ushers things to the land of the dead, but some just get released and are like how you destroy a soul and send it to the great conflagration or whatever. It just is gone and just becomes energy or whatever. You're gonna have to roll some things.
Yeah.
First thing I don't want you to roll is the sending thing, where if you roll a 1, it doesn't work because it's 5% chance.
10.
10. Okay.
Do I need to do one for every one of the? Was it 4?
The kiddo, yeah.
If
4
that's how many
kiddos.
times you want to send it, yeah.
Well, there's 4 kiddos.
Yeah.
So
That's what I was asking.
I rolled a 1 on the last 4.
Okay, so you get now I want you to roll a intelligence saving first we're gonna do wisdom saving throw for those 3.
Okay.
Can I give him any inspiration?
This is something that's like happening fully in
Saving
his
throw?
head. I'm not sure. I guess
mean,
you
he
could.
talked
if he's
about
gonna,
it.
if he's gonna, if you know he's
Yeah.
about to do it,
Yeah.
yeah, you can. Yeah.
All right, so for your ability check, you roll 2, and you get to pick one. Oh wait, no, it's a save,
Those
isn't
are
it?
saves, yeah.
It's a save.
Yeah, on top. I don't think this will matter. Bardic Inspiration is a D8, and then you would normally get temporary hit points equal to 1.
Yeah, temporary hit points are gonna.
Okay.
Well, maybe actually, depending on there. So just keep track of it.
If there's any
you wanna spend
it might be important.
One of them I will probably spend it on.
Oh,
One of
it's-
them is a 19. One of them is a 26.
One of them's a 19, and one of them's a 26.
Yep.
You did 3.
Yep.
What was the other one?
16.
16.
What
Okay.
did you get on that dice? Yeah, I'm
4.
assuming you used the inspiration.
Yeah.
You get 5 temporary hit
Okay.
points.
Then I want you to roll 2 intelligence saving throws.
I can do it one more time.
You're literally trying to pierce the veil of a deity whose job is to make sure nobody pierces.
And
the
I
veil.
can't use No God, No Kings?
That has a radius, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'll use my bardic inspiration.
Does it have any other abilities other than that don't affect a radius? I guess you're within something if it's trying to back. Oh, this is
A sphere that
kinda
centers
funky.
around me and negates divine magic.
Wouldn't that mess up your own magic?
No.
It specifically says it doesn't affect
Oh,
his.
okay.
Yeah.
It creates an area of non-interference.
I'll say it will help.
Will my bardic inspiration still work?
Yes, not
Ability
divine.
spells
Oh,
and items
okay.
within the sphere.
It's
Well,
just do
I like to
magic
think
flute.
it is.
I know you do.
I can't help you today.
All divine casters can't do things, basically.
It'll help.
Okay.
You just don't know how yet.
So I'm doing intelligence saving throws.
2 of them.
You get another inspiration die if you need it.
So one is a 17 and one is an 8. Can I get another one?
Yeah.
13.
And you get 6 more.
So you're turning the 8 into a 13? Okay.
That's
Okay.
the most I can do. You're on your own now.
Yep.
Okay. Roll that inspiration die once more for me.
An 8.
An 8. Okay, so you're going to take 8 off of each of this amount of psychic damage that you're going to occur. You're gonna 24, 27, and then 26 damage. All from these 3 things as you try to push your mind and your phrases through. But you get 8 off of each of them.
So just remove
16,
24.
19.
So 27 plus 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 53.
I assume you're just doing it like some type of a generic, sincere apology.
Yes.
Okay. You do so. You realize that you've put a foot into somebody's house that says, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And don't like you, especially since you're literally a rival god now. So you have now made yourself
Known.
and others aware, made yourself known, and made now another deity aware that there is a new god in trying to be part of the portfolio of the pantheon, a god of death. That literally says, "I'm sorry, who the fuck are you, new boy?" And
Just
yeah,
visiting.
you walked into the general's tent and just says, "Hey, I'm just gonna borrow this salt," and they're like, "What? What the fuck?" As a private, and that's pretty much what happened. And you got beat for it, and they said absolutely not, and you got a bunch of feedback from it. You feel like your message went through,
Okay.
but now the god of death, one of the gods of death, knows everything. I think you also get. I want you to roll a perception at double advantage for something like this because there were 3. Yeah, wild shit is going on. You'll maybe know what's happening right now because you get 3 glimpses at something of like 3 flashes of what is happening in this moment with the god of death.
22.
22. So you witness that
Well, actually,
this
all really decent numbers.
this dark, shady, unformed figure that has somewhat of a feminine silhouette to it has these long, cylindrical, like porcelain nails that go out into almost daggers, just so needle-like, that appears to be holding. You get like 3 flashes of sputtering of this individual holding what looks like some sort of like orb, but it looks like a tiny moon or a tiny little planetoid that they're holding, and they're scratching pieces off of it, and they're like pushing parts off of it as almost as if they're toying with a piece of like slate that's easily crushable, and they're just whatever this is entirely at their whim, and mercy, and you get like the look at you. It's just, I can't describe whatever this face or this gaze is because it's that whole when you stare into the abyss stares back at you type of feeling that you get, and that's when they're like, "How dare you interrupt my private time?"
Oh no!
And that's when you just get whacked in the fucking head with a bunch of psychic damage, which is a ton. So I imagine Argus probably
Has that.
doubles back and almost falls on his knees from all that just massive psychic whiplash. You see that happen.
Did it work?
I think so. Thanks for that. Yeah. I saw another god. They spotted me.
Did you convert them?
No, I didn't convert them, but they definitely know I exist.
Well, that's good, right? I mean, it's like, having another family member or something.
Don't think of it as like family member, as more like
Coworker.
another coworker trying to take your spot.
Yeah.
Next time
person that
pretend like you're the great poopty.
you're the person that took the last cup of coffee at the
The last slice of
Why do
pizza.
you
Yeah.
guys have to
Right.
make more coffee?
It all makes sense now.
You get 3 messages back though.
'Kay.
One says "Dick move, bro." One of them says, "I was thinking about it anyway." And yeah, it's fucking dark, guys. It's like, this is not a welcome, happy place to be. And the other one was like, "At least there's no pain here." All of them seem somewhat like resigned, like, yeah, it happened.
Okay.
At least the 3 you were able to reach. It's still pretty fresh though, so.
Well, I want to make flat.
You did what you did. Like,
that
I don't think Argus was expecting, like, "Oh no, you're fine. It was
No.
totally cool that you killed me." Yeah.
no.
Why do
this
you hate
is
me?
as positive as I was expecting. Like,
Yeah.
this is the best.
At least there's no
response.
pain here. Like, damn.
At least there's. I asked if they were in a better place.
Yeah.
And they came up with a reason.
These are also children.
I know.
They say exactly what they mean.
Yeah.
There's no filter.
No filter.
They haven't learned that reason.
You get 4. points back.
What, healing?
of like
I give
buffer
you
to
a
get
healing
from the
word,
psychic damage. Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. Next, let's go.
I
Unless you wanna do
also
something.
want to help out Trisheni with some.
Spell word.
Yeah.
So see, when they went off and
Its
got the
abilities and whatnot.
when they went off and they were getting the pants ready for the week, we were having a drink. We were saying it's silly how they think that we're the strict ones. And it'd be wild if we did these certain spells and combined our powers together to do this. And so
I mean, we made that awesome bomb.
I know if we
You say bomb
okay.
or bomb?
So if we
Yes.
so if we do this, what if I push the flame like
Like
the
firewall flame.
kind of
Okay.
and you push it just like how I do with the gravity.
I can't move that one.
I know you
so-
can. I know you can't.
Okay.
I'm thinking if I combine it and do this with the equation,
move that
we can maybe do that. Also, takes another drink. What
Same.
if? What if? The yep.
Right.
What if
Eldritch
your flaming your flaming sphere? I like how you can move it around. I like how you can do that. What if we take a little bit of time, we make a moat, make it move it around, make people kind of succumb to some effects similar to some other things that I can do as well. Yeah. So but I need to know how you do the moving
I
around.
move it?
Yeah, just and like contain it within a sphere, etc. And
Okay. Well, you got to focus on that center mass and where it's burning, where the energy is.
okay.
And that is what you push. Only the center, only the energy,
Only
only
the
the middle part.
Center mass that makes sense because then of course the
Because the
density
rest of it doesn't doesn't matter.
Right.
That all is just fun.
It's fun. Yes, that's why it works. Okay, and that's why. All right.
You
It
can't
depends on when they
push
come in.
Other parts,
Okay.
or you're just poking through flames.
Well, there's no flames here though. But yes.
But you gotta have that center. You
Okay.
gotta have that heart.
All right. So it's a heart of time. Okay. I think we can do this. All right.
So your pinpoint of time, just like
Mm-hmm.
when I think about a space that I'm teleporting to, it's a pinpoint location in the realm of all of time.
Okay.
So we have to move to that spot. So if you put that
Right.
E equals MC
Spot.
squared.
in there,
Mm-hmm.
then you focus on the center point in time in all realms of things.
It's like
It's-
pushing out a fart.
Always like,
I'm always here.
She'll pour a little bit into your
I
glass.
that feeling though. It's like when it's like you're just trying to get it into the
Yeah,
fingers.
yeah, it's just
It's kind of like a marble.
you gotta
circling
wiggle
the
a
drain.
little.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a fair point. Eh? You got to move things around as they need to be moved.
maybe with your time, do you move things or do things move around it?
So really, it's
You don't want to be around it.
no, it's not the things moving around it. It's itself. It's its own little time stream. But instead of a stream, it's a sphere, and it's condensed down. So then it kind of coagulates around itself. She's doing all these calculations in her head, and she can't verbalize
Like,
exactly
but does
what.
time have mass?
In a sense, if we crush it down a little bit here, and then carry the two. Okay, we do that. She's doing all this stuff in her head
Sure.
and
Why
can't
don't you?
verbalize
I want you
everything.
to roll performance, and I want you to roll at advantage your Arcana spell check, or
17.
not your Arcana, but your spellcasting check.
If it's a different day, I can give you inspiration.
That'd be lovely, actually.
Sure. Go ahead, take it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna keep track of that shit. So have fun.
Still helps.
Is it an ability check?
It's yeah.
It is.
So you can roll that twice and pick which one.
Right.
you want.
It is intelligence plus proficiency.
All right, whatever. So
Yeah, you can manipulate
16.
physics equations so that you can equate.
You guys remember the
time
names of the
to
moons?
mass.
Right, I'm just trying to.
It's in
Mama
my
Moon
notes.
and Daddy Moon.
You can.
Argus doesn't know these
uh,
things.
You guys remember the name of the smaller of the
ACL,
two of the three?
ACL and
Smallest
got
of
it
the three.
somewhere here.
Little Uranus.
MCL.
MCL's
Yeah.
MCL is the smallest one.
Yeah.
I don't know if that helped or not. But
No,
BZA.
it did help.
What? Pushing out a fart?
Bezzers. And
that's my inspiration right there. That's
MCL,
that's how it
Zeliel,
appeared.
I mean, because then it's like, oh, now we got to focus
Bezzers
that.
big. Zeliel.
Biggie, midi, small.
MCL.
16.
16. You get the basics of what it is you're going to try to do. You just need time to start scribing your score.
Okay,
for
that
it.
makes sense because this was also a drunk kind of like
Yeah.
inspiration moment.
It's one of your scrolls that looks different than a lot of the other ones because it's all margin notes and be like, oh yeah, but what if we had the idea where there was just like a smiley face here though too? Yeah, oh yeah, write that down,
Yep.
write that down, write
Yep.
that down. Through magic, all things are possible.
We can
Jot that
see
down,
the
jot that
eyes.
down.
We can see through the eyes with this glowy fireball.
Mm-hmm.
We can stare deep at it and maybe see other people.
Meckel has a.
You're
But
on
if
a
you
wall
transplant it
page
over
right
here.
now,
Well,
is pretty
I'm-
much what's happening.
I also learned scry this level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And-
yeah, Trishani would go back and be.
And
"But you
Meckel
look
does
here."
have a piece of parchment.
I'm in
fire
trouble.
with just
I'm in
squiggles
trouble.
on it.
Super tasty.
Just squiggles on his paper.
Yeah. So it definitely looks.
So if you
it-
sit here,
this
we look
page
at
is-
like, let's say Paige, and we just stare hard at Paige.
Well, you have to really envision exactly where she is in space. You do a couple calculations, and then you can.
What's Paige
Ooh.
doing?
What's Paige doing right now? Is you cast scry on Paige?
on Paige.
She
You
looks
interrupted
like
another one.
she's whittling
See?
some like wooden duck bill masks.
Can other people see my
And
scry?
it looks like there's
or
like
not?
17 others that are already made that appear to be drying from being finished in
she's,
prime.
she's having fun ducking right now.
And like someone comes up behind her and massages her shoulders, and she's like,
See?
as that's wearing a duck bill, and they just say, it looks like a rather short, stout human that says, quack, and she says, quack.
I can send her messages from Poopty.
I'm gonna.
Can she see my scry, or is my scry just mine?
It's in a, it manifests as an invisible ball, like orb that's in the air, and that's where your eyes come through.
No, I meant can they see?
They cannot unless they have see invisibility or true sight.
Because I was gonna do it in flame hand, like, you know. 'cause
Sauron.
I'm gonna see through flames.
But maybe
big
you're the only
eye.
one that can interpret the
Yeah.
flames properly.
I can only. I guess I'm the only one that can see through the flame, and it just looks like flame.
Yeah, because you're the one that cast the spell.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You saw Paige?
Yes.
What
she's
is she doing?
making duck bills, and she
Perfect.
has a new lover, who is also.
Good for her. Good for her.
They were quacking at each other.
Oh, okay.
I.
Shakar's
quacking
gonna
it
get a
up.
little big
They're
for his
just quacking it
britches. Yeah.
I am so confused right now.
Her place
so
looks a lot more organized too.
So Shakar
Somebody
might.
actually organized the shelves.
No.
Yeah, because it was a human. I know. They weren't super tall. She was super racist about heights.
She was.
don't
She was
give me
very
that look.
highest.
Oh, I meant
Hey,
to,
this is canon. This is true. This is canon.
She's made progress.
Extremely racist.
She made
I
progress.
meant to tell you,
We've all grown.
why is Zemdek always yelling whenever he looks in his pockets?
What do you mean?
I mean, they got organized. I tried to give him a map of Wire, the organization, and how it worked, and then he threw it at me, and I can't find a fucking thing anymore.
I made JT have to pee, or TJ have to pee.
So, I mean, I gave him a map.
I mean, that's all you can. But, like, how many? Okay, I know you're a little feral right now, but can't you?
A little feral right now.
Can't you?
Just call him a little ferret?
No, no.
I mean, you're not
feral.
wrong. I'm just like,
He's not a ferret.
I mean, he's hairier than he used to be. I know that.
He's got a nice lock of hair, you know. Whatever.
I've got a beard too,
Yeah,
but I've had that for a couple months.
yeah.
That was the fun magic item. It's important to have a magic item to grow a beard.
It
I'm
is.
not touching that one.
Well, it's gone, so you can't have it.
Oh, okay.
It's my beard now.
Yeah.
That's how we tell him and his brother apart.
By their merkin? Great.
Yeah, they're face making. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
But yeah. So I pierced the veil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting.
You like
Okay,
that,
what did-
huh?
It was just such a great call.
Where are you going?
I definitely saw another god.
Oh,
And they saw me.
Okay. Are you considering yourself a god nowadays?
I mean,
Yes.
Or is
I
it more
don't-
of a situation of,
Yes,
Meckle-
he is.
how many
But-
gods can see you and you see them?
it's more of
Oh,
a
the
situation the gods aren't really gods.
That's true. They aren't.
They're just really
They
powerful
use
individuals.
other people's, you know.
It's only the dumbasses that believe in him, according to Doctor.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's people who want to give up their power to other beings.
but the gods, or the god sees you regardless, right? So it's not,
Yeah, but how many of them see you and know who you are?
well, the Sultan of Sands knows everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
I see you watching me sometimes.
While you sleep.
Okay, but so overall,
Gross.
you're
Well-
still,
I need to know if you're going to transform in any.
but you still consider yourself at that point yet, or no?
A god?
I mean,
No.
okay, but then
Looks so stupid.
how do you? Okay. But
The hat?
No, I look so just like I'm like. Can I have that lollipop, kiddo? Hey. Like, we represent the lollipop girls.
You're
the
doing this
lollipop
to
girls.
yourself, dude.
Yeah.
I love this hat though. It just looks so dumb.
No, you don't.
So
Yeah, you do.
Don't.
I do want to eventually. I do want to tell.
Nobody
Vlad,
pay him.
Yeah.
I do want to tell Vlad that I apologize to the people that I took out.
You want to try to find Vlad?
Sure, with locate creature.
I mean, do you want to just
no.
leave Vlad a note?
That doesn't work.
All right, so here's the deal. How many spells are you spending? Because you still have to do stuff like crafting, and I know you like to do enhance abilities a lot.
Yeah, that's
How
a
much are
second
you
level spell.
rationing? I know, but how much are you rationing? Because it's not just one roll for building a steel defender. It is
Right, but
a lot of
how
work.
many days is this?
6 days.
And so, I can
He has
cast,
enough.
I'm saying like I don't want to keep track of it. I'm just saying be
I can
conscious that
cast
you're
10 enhance abilities. a
burning
day,
gas.
There's that fart thing again.
No, I
God.
if I can't find him, I will tell Zemdak, and I will assume that he will find out.
That was a spicy one.
You can run into him like once, and you say, "What exactly?"
I have apologized to those that I have mistakenly hurt.
He'd look you up and down for a moment, with the raised eyebrow. I believe you. Looks like. I believe you.
I'm hoping that is one grain of sand toward our friendship.
You're immortal. All you have is hope. And he turns around and walks into the darkness.
For now.
Just imagine this like flickering, flame in the,
Just zoom in on his eyes.
for now.
For now. It's the flame within his irises.
Eventually, Argus will get obsessed and try to become immortal.
I can grab you inspiration.
All right, now I'll help craft and help you do scrolls.
Cool. Right. So I don't want to spend too much time on that. So you know what you need to roll for what. You know what scrolls you have.
I have a question.
You
For
want
the
to buy
things
paper?
that, well, no, the things that you gave me for this level up, 4 things, and actually all the
They
things.
count as spells that you came up with yourself. But
So I don't have
I'd
to
like
buy
you
the
to RP how
paper.
you did so.
Okay, but I don't have to buy the paper because normally I don't for the normal level up with 2 spells.
It's like a custom spell.
Yeah,
That you made.
Whatever
ruling we did for custom spells.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
That's all.
I
Because
just don't remember
have the
what that
money.
ruling was. When
Okay.
it came
Did
to
you
like
still wanna
creating your own
learn
custom spells, I didn't know if you had to,
Yeah,
if I
so I'm
required you to
gonna
have
do
the
that.
paper or not, or if it was just something that you were working
I mean,
on.
I could go do a water peddler with my first level spells with create water, and sell water to make us some money.
Make us all
You
the
guys
money.
not have money?
No, we
No, I mean,
We have some.
Well, I
We
mean,
don't
not
have
a lot.
Did you have
when
like a
you
bunch
spend
of
a
gemstones
platinum
and shit?
on like
We
a
do.
piece
We
of
have to-
teriyaki, then yeah.
We have to make stuff out of it, which we could do right
That's
now
your
if you
fault.
would want
Yeah.
to.
We have a poor wizard.
No, that's
like,
their,
does this cover?
honestly,
And they said,
their-
yes.
yes,
And then he
that's
just gave you
their
poor wizard
fault.
and a poor
Because I
artificer.
have
All
and
need
a poor
stuff.
warlock because I use
now
paper
have,
too.
like
Yeah.
legend lore and things like that.
I
that
have
cost thousands
Cole's
of gold.
backpack
Yeah.
full of money that I'm just buying tons of meat with to hang out with
He's
Shade.
doing knickknacks.
Kebab.
It's like
Kebab time.
it's 5 copper a kebab.
But
And-
I don't know what a copper is.
You don't know, so you hand out, is this enough to the 2 platinum? And they're like, yes, and then they just give you 2 kebab.
Does anybody
You're
notice?
making the kebab vendor rich.
Does
Yeah.
anybody notice that Meckel is going with getting
I would
2
say,
kebabs?
given the passive perception, at some point, probably halfway through the week, Argus probably does.
So I'll have
No,
spent
no,
4
no,
platinum.
No, you use this coin. This is a silver piece. This is for 2 kebabs. That is worth like 50 kebabs.
Meckel's, the mind is going through, I could have 50 kebabs.
Yeah.
Or more. I didn't do the math.
Which one?
The silver piece is for 2.
Okay.
That's what you should be giving them. This platinum piece is not for kebabs.
You start like going through math. Okay, well, listen. You start drawing it down like one silver
Okay,
is
first
10
of all,
copper.
that's
one
not going to
gold is
help at
10,
all.
Yeah.
Because I can't read.
Can you do basic arithmetic?
No.
What's
Yeah.
intelligence,
I'm
dude?
His
uneducated.
intelligence is high. We can teach you.
If you could teach log, then you can teach.
Oh
him.
yes.
My intelligence is 10.
Your intelligence is 10.
Actually-
Log's intelligence was 9, and he was able to count to 6.
And then we got to
Now
10.
you gotta get to 10, and now he's able to
He
do
got to 9.
basic
If
arithmetic.
He couldn't
we
get past 9.
if
he's at 10
we
now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Huh.
if
he
we
got to 9. Remember, I was like, I
Double
thought it was
digits.
cruel irony that I made it the same number as intelligence.
if you do try to teach Meckel over this downtime some reading,
You can pick. How much of it can you pick up from my mind?
That's a
see,
really good question.
But this is the weird thing: is
Yeah.
it blanks out of mine. Like you'll teach me the word, and I'll see it, and you actually would remember. Anytime that I see writing, even if I had one point recognized,
it just
my
looks like
name,
Greek to you.
It just garbles. There's like something that screws it up.
Like a mixture of
Trishani-
dysphagia, or aphasia,
Something,
and
yeah.
dyslexia. Yeah.
In she has some other things she has to do, but in the other pockets of time, she would teach you a little bit for
Yeah,
reading
right.
and
and that's
stuff.
what you see is I just lose it almost as soon as I
Yeah, so she would try doing some other things too, because she's
So
not.
I think there's a possibility for you to possibly gain some sort of education here, given you have a decently
right, just not the written word seems to be
Well, I mean, it's if you want that to be a possibility, they could possibly work with you. You have some downtime, and you have some people that are really, really knowledgeable about this type of stuff,
Right.
And that and one of them has actually been inside your mind.
well, that's what I'm saying is what you see isn't a normal. It's like something.
you weren't able to teach. You weren't able to learn by rote.
Yeah.
No,
You
like
could perhaps
the-
learn through a method.
It seems like the doctor has done something where he makes it impossible
Block
for me to learn
language,
how to
written
read.
language.
Like he's like you have brain damage in the cortex or something.
Yeah, like
that.
he's intentionally put it in there. So like I will see it, and then you'll see like
So through
Very
me, you can
interesting.
actually read, but you can't see what's written.
right.
Okay, so give me 1 second here. Give me like 20 seconds here. I think that you guys do take some time out of your day to actually try to teach him through several different types of teaching methods, because one of you was a scholar and one of you, it was inside of his brain, and you're both reasonably intelligent individuals and know what it is that you're doing. But you do eventually come to the conclusion that something's actually biologically wrong. Not like autistically, like a piece of the brain appears to have been like removed or altered physically, biologically, to prevent the type of communication of written word into thought.
And you did see in various areas, the doctor didn't make any attempt to hide his notes or
Yeah.
anything from me. So maybe it was
That's
a
why you just saw the pictures from the books.
right.
So you become aware of that, perhaps, unless
Security measure.
you have
Yeah.
One day I get regenerate, and we can
something like that, unless you do some higher level things or start to do, surgery like your sister knows how to do, like brain surgery, which is another level entirely.
she's working.
Meckel
on it.
might not ever be able to learn how to decipher script.
So no security
question
risk.
though.
He can
If
recognize
creates
script,
can-
like he can see the sign of like that's an arrow pointing left. He gets
Right.
that.
I can
Does Meckel actually know how, but like everything just disappears when he reads? Because
it would be impossible to tell.
He has my history.
like if I'm seeing your it's
From
kind
his
of weird like
perspective, when you look at script, like when you look through his eyes in your memories, and when he looks at script,
Yeah, it disappears.
it doesn't. It's not that it disappears.
It just goes.
It just the
thinking-
letters don't like move around everything. They just become a script or a language that you're unfamiliar with, that and it, like starts to blur out and move around and kind of
So if I gave him a scroll
Comes
of
like
comprehend
Greek.
language, could he actually use it?
No, because
Well,
I can't
For the
read it.
duration.
No,
of
Actually,
for the
technically,
comprehend.
it is a magical effect that changes the way your brain think and your eyes see things. So if you use the
So it
scroll,
convert to a different part of your brain.
whether or not your
Perception.
brain can actually comprehend it, you magically just understand
Well,
it.
okay, that's fair.
But it's all for.
You can't
Yeah.
really read it.
You can't
Yeah.
really read it. You just understand what it
Yeah.
means. Yeah.
So like I know you could teach me math, just not on
Written.
paper.
Written. Yeah.
One of those little click,
Well,
click,
there's-
click, click.
That's a
click.
big
Those are the
revelation
rabbits.
too. You're realizing that like that apparently, whether it was on purpose or not, the doctor did brain damage to him.
Yeah.
We assume it's on purpose. Show
That's-
you how.
For it to be just that too, yeah, the chances are.
Yeah.
Which means doctor probably didn't want him to
Read.
read.
Yeah,
Read.
that's why he didn't bother hiding any of his freaking notes from me.
Yeah.
'cause
Because if you
You can
if
read
you
them anyways.
A
Yeah.
town of deaf people and one person who
I can't read.
was a constant project can't read. It was like building their own little world around them that fits exactly what they want.
So I eventually get your
We explain math to you.
huh?
We explain math to you.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I
With
ask
like
you to come.
actual
Verbal.
apples.
Using the coins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
coin,
I
yeah.
ask you to come to me to the
the-
vendor and explain it to him.
I'll explain. So
Yeah.
he has given you
Vendor's
10
just like-
platinum. And I'll turn my eyes fire. I believe he needs some change.
That's an intimidation.
a bit on the capital on more meat for the kebabs.
Oh, so
Which
he
is
can
just
have
because
as many
coming in.
kebabs until the end of the time we're here.
Sure. Yes.
And how much change do you currently have?
I have petty cash.
Inside check.
Okay, go ahead. This person like
Inspiration.
23.
23.
Yeah.
He's telling like a
Probably paid off some gambling.
like 90% of the
debts.
truth. Where
Right,
like,
right. Bought a new house.
definitely like some money was probably put towards something that yes he owed money for, and then he invested that
Some
money
protection
into
schemes to
future
make sure
stuff,
his
hoping
cart
that the
doesn't
money would
get
keep rolling in. So he doesn't have a lot, but he's more or less telling the truth with that. I need the petty cash in order to be able to make change.
I get you.
That
But-
might be a half truth.
But we will eat for free for the rest of the time. we're here.
Of course. Yes. Anything for the loyal customer. How do you like your kebab? With cheese, medium rare.
I
He
like
can
it
cook it
blue.
himself.
Scorched on the outside, raw on the inside.
Oh, seared with rare and charred.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. I guess I can make sure. Is there a particular time you'd like to come pick up your kebab so I can make sure that they're ready and warm?
I hate this voice so bad. I hate it so
Whenever
bad.
you're ready, Michael. You
Sorry.
tell him when we're ready.
Can you? I'm now feeding off of you. Can you deliver him to the tower?
Yes, apparently I have. It has been made very clear that that the denizens of this area are not allowed within the realms of the towers, but as it has been becoming an abode of a different.
No,
denizen.
just come to the door.
Yes.
Want the door
no,
dashed?
I should not.
Right.
I shall rap my knuckles 3 times, slap the door twice, and then whistle once with a diphthong from an F sharp down to a B
I
flat.
don't need your thong. Just knock on the door.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I don't want any trouble. If this is a protection racket, I assure you I'll pay my dues.
There's no protection racket unless that's something you need.
Are you offering?
Are you
A
needing
diphthong.
protection?
Perhaps from the previous protection racket, if all it costs is me is kebabs.
Who is causing a protection racket around here?
They were here once, and I haven't seen them since, but I believe that's part of their retinue. They're trying to make sure that they don't show themselves. There have been
So you were
members of the
swindled.
Ascendancy that have made sure that those that travel to do their commerce aren't able to do
gonna
so
worry about
without
them anymore.
some sort of taxation with a new form of power and government.
I don't think that will be your problem eventually.
Good.
I feel like you got swindled.
I feel warm. Is that the right answer? Your eyes are very fiery. I thought it was warm was the right answer. Yeah?
Warm is so mellow.
Enlightened.
Mellow. Where did you come from?
We've been here.
Well, he's not outside during the day.
You just
so-
appeared in the warm is welcome. And then run back into the tower.
And then he runs back to grab a kebab.
Yeah,
And then he
grabs a
runs back.
kebab, runs away in severe pain.
And then he's like, I can't even eat this.
Knuckle,
Stupid.
just be careful with money. we leave.
Are you actually offering this person protection?
No.
In the payment of kebabs?
I didn't offer him protection, no. I asked if it's something he needed. He told me why, and then I left.
He told you why. Are you offering to take the place? Hello? Sorry? Hi?
I'm gone.
Make it 12 at noon.
Baker's dozen.
13?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
That's
We're
what a
not there
that's
yet.
what a baker's dozen is.
We're going to need a bigger thing of beads.
I think you probably find an abacus that you're
Yeah,
able to
it-
grab among all of the
A
merchants.
dozen means 12. A baker's dozen is 13.
Meckle's
'Cause
like,
they
why
make
is it called a
one
dozen? Why don't you just call
more.
it 12? Math is math.
In the middle of the night, all you hear is chink, 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 chink. God damn it. Chink, chink.
Silence.
It takes you 10 minutes.
10 minutes of click,
There's
click,
been
clack,
so
clack.
much.
Red eyes. These angry red eyes are just like, goddamn neighbors.
All right, so every
You're
day,
in a room with
from
my
after that, each day,
Every day they have
every day at that time, just before I have lunch with Shade, I get a delivery of kebabs.
You go down like it's Amazon delivered, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like 50 feet away. He has to walk. Sure.
And if they're warm, that's good. If
They
they're
are
cold, they're
always
going back.
piping hot.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
It's like you're the person they make sure that gets the thing that they want
Yeah.
immediately. You were like, I'll burn you on your stand. So yeah. Cool.
I don't tip because you haven't taught me that. yet.
Nope. There's no tipping involved.
You've already
You've
tipped.
given him way more money.
Then you can eat kebabs.
Try me.
You don't give retail.
You've given him like 10 platinum.
You are a donor.
The landlord, thank you for paying rent. Would you like to add a tip? Yeah, you kidding me? You should tip your landlord. How about?
Squarespace.
Oh
just
yeah,
now.
exactly.
Okay, so that
That happened.
So by the end of the week, I'm the one that has the pot belly.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of protein for
I
those
can
of you
finally
that.
probably use my arm because that was only 4 days.
Yeah, and you also have quite a bit of protein to help with your the strands and all that. Yeah,
Never trust a fart.
cool. Noelle, I want you to roll Trisheni's stuff for copying scrolls and everything because you have so much time that you do.
Right.
Just start doing it for each scroll to see if any of the scrolls go.
I mean, I think I don't have enough more for like the couple of.
Do you need money to buy
scrolls.
paper? Because you can buy paper.
I do.
You guys just straight up don't have enough money.
I personally
That's why
don't
I
have.
talked about doing water vending
Yes.
with great water.
There is a well here that is public access.
I thought it cost money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
We
said
said that water was precious and
It
rare.
does. There is a well here, which is like a nigh unlimited source of water, just because the table here is just so fucking large, very Fremen style. But yes, there is definitely people who work of the garrison that charge here because of their versation of taxation. Kind of, because everybody needs water, so it's like their fee to have the stall here, rather than taxing every purchase, which would take too much and be a pain and everything. They are able to keep their gear, the place, and like their economy and their commerce here in order to keep stuff good is charging for water.
Yeah, so you might make a couple enemies if you started doing that.
Does anyone have any ice spells that we could
145.
sell ice instead?
I mean, I can. I could do,
a great idea.
the sphere thing for a bit, and we can turn it into ice and stuff.
I mean,
Does that make sense?
Moonchild has a ray of frost.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we can just sell ice.
At least, at the very least, slush. Yeah.
Oh, we can
I
make.
feel
We can
like
open
that
up.
could be a lot.
But we
more.
could tell them it's
We
Slush.
can make a slushy bar.
Yeah, slushy stand. If we make a little.
No.
Yeah.
Ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
How much are you needing?
I need. So
18 platinum.
Because
More than
we have worm poop
Michael
to
just
smelt.
clicks it back
We
and
can
forth.
get
Just
this
numbers.
I mean, for the scrolls that I currently have, I'm not doing Blade of Disaster because I don't even know. That's way too beyond my capabilities right
Ninth
now.
level, babe.
But I have 2 scrolls, 2 5th levels, so that'd be 500 to get it into my thing.
Each?
The rest, well,
No, total.
in total.
Okay.
I have 105, actually 120 that I'll be able to do. So I need 380 there, but
880.
so 380 just to get the scrolls into there. Plus, then I'll be able to replenish my scroll book, my backup spell book with the things that I tore out in our last escapade.
And you can use my inspiration, so if you roll, within a certain amount of
Yeah.
time. So if you roll a 1, you can re-roll.
I think she would probably want a little bit more though, because
Is she
copying
favorite?
scrolls of
have.
like
Scroll
fly
disintegrates.
or like featherfall might also be good, just to make sure everybody has one before we go back out in the mall.
Give me a dollar figure. I will make you platinum bars
coin
that
figure?
cover that dollar figure.
Okay.
Or coin figure.
Let's
I have 4
Monetary figure.
Yeah, monetary figure.
give me.
Take your time. We'll move on while you're doing that.
No, I mean, let's do
Because I
700.
have 4,000 gold worth of platinum bars that can be smelted.
Platinum bars, if they're actually smelted into bars,
Yeah.
can just be used as
Right.
bulk currency.
That's what I was going to do.
Yeah.
We have ore from the worm poop that I can smelt into bars for you.
If we do 700, then I can probably get everybody at least 1 fly scroll plus replenish everything that I need. And
Give me a figure, and I'll mark it off. And
700.
You'll have that.
Okay.
How much do you have?
3,989.
Yeah, you got money, bro.
We just have to. Is there paper here?
Yeah, this is a one of the meccas for merchants. Like
Okay.
a lot of the one of the it's a decent sized establishment here. It's Fort Yaydah.
Oh, no, it's
so
even more
it's
than
one of the stops, at the very least, a stop for trading caravans.
Yeah.
The trade. It's
We
like
could find some.
Silk
ivory
Road goes
I
through
can
here,
start
that type of
doing
thing.
those.
The paper merchant, are they willing to trade in hands?
Do you? I mean, should we just melt
you're
down a little
welcome
bit
to
more?
make an attempt.
Should we just melt down a little bit more? How much do you need?
Well, I mean, I have some right now.
Yeah.
If your intention is just to put it all into bulk currency bars, you can.
Like, as I'm working, I can, like, throw some in
I
the
can help
furnace,
you.
smelt it in, like, throw it into a bar mold.
That doesn't
Here
actually
you go.
because it's already
Yeah.
because
Right.
the way
Yeah.
the way it is, like, it was already fabricated to the point where
Yes.
most, if not all, impurities were already removed.
Yes.
So all you have to do is melt it and reshape it. You don't even have to smelt it.
That's what I, yeah.
Yeah. Because fabricate was used on it, wasn't it?
Not that one, I think. I don't think so.
Yeah, no, not that one.
Not that
One of them was, but if fabricate was used, could easily just turn it into the bars itself.
That's true. Yeah.
You know. Okay.
Is that the thing that was in the folding box?
No, yeah, it's one of them.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I mean, then you do have to smelt it, but again, something that just can be just thrown in the smelter and then pulled out and then done when it needs to be done.
Poured into
as
a
long as you have a
Let
mold,
it cool.
Yeah.
most of the work is
Which
done.
I'm assuming the magical forge has.
Yeah, smelter,
it's a basic-
forge, vice for being able to bend things, anvil, hammer, like everything you would need to do crafting metallurgy of any type. It also has a small jewelry table with all the fine tools
So,
that you'd need to
do
do
you
for
need any
things like
paper?
tinkering as well.
I can always use more paper. I don't need as much as she does, but
For one of my spells, I need 1,000 gold worth of incense, oils, and herbs. And another one, I need 250 of incense and 200 gold of ivory.
The maw is a great place to get incense and oils. It is replete. What does grow here in the oases are what a lot of perfumes, incense, oils, and
So you
those
need
types of things are
1,500?
made out of.
That would be if we want to do any hollow or legend lore.
Do you want to do?
I'll just give you guys
300.
1,500.
Okay.
Buy 1,500 gold worth of paper.
All right, and then we can split it up as we need. Yeah.
yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
Any basic stuff you can get here. You are in the merchant mecca. So
I still have no clue.
the only
where I'm
bigger
gonna get
merchant mecca
ivory.
is actually
Ivory.
Babas, and a couple other
Well, ivory also isn't just elephants.
No, it's bones and stuff too.
Yeah.
And then you
Which
have
I guess we're in the maw. There's probably a lot of bones too.
There's also a lot of crypts.
the 1250 is what you needed.
So can I get ivory here or not?
You can.
Okay.
It's a little bit more expensive than usual, but yeah, you can get it.
I have
Everything's more dangerous to go search for
Yeah.
carcasses for obvious reasons because of where you are.
So for my thing, I need
Wait till it
4
walks up
ivory
to
strips
you.
Yeah,
worth 50
until it
gold
starts
each.
to walk and to be like, I
Does that
I
actually
need
cost
to eat your bones,
Oh,
dude.
Oh yeah. No, that'll come in handy at some point.
Over the
I
course
need
of that,
4 ivory strips worth 50 gold each. But how much would that cost me?
I would say just an upcharge of 10 per strip.
are there any non-undead kids in the bottom of the tower?
Yes, most of them now.
Oh, okay. Most of them now. I will, at some point after we have the interaction and towards the end of what we're going to assume is our stay, I'm going to try to convince one of the kids, probably by feeding him some of the teriyaki, that,
Teriyaki.
or
Kebab?
the kebab, sorry, that the, shut up, there are different
We
types.
went to the Twin Isles real quick.
Yeah, to start collecting it from the thing, so when I'm gone, he can still bring it to Shade.
Oh, shut up. Oh. Yeah, you can do that. All you have to do is grease their palms and they'll do it.
All right. I'll give him a platinum.
Yeah, they'll all jump at the chance.
Yeah.
I've
Stop
got
giving
7
away the platinum.
successes of the armor spell during our
This is
downtime. Can
important.
I finish that out?
I'm just putting those in my inventory, so we bought them and just take.
Yeah, I marked off
The flare?
3,000 gold.
No, it looks better on me.
Oh,
Yeah, you can finish
3,000.
that. Yeah.
Okay, so you get 1,500.
This is my side quest
So,
for tonight.
The only reason why I'm
1,500
having
gold of
her
paper,
roll for stuff is
1,500
because
gold for his
the
stuff.
penalty
could
for
go up.
failing is it's gone forever. Penalty for failing for you is that you just try again.
Right. Yeah. There's another spell I could add.
During that time, like Trishani could help you, but at one point she's like, just and then this would be like the next day after we first got there. So thinking about things, going back to the way that we did it with the safeguards, and I think especially considering some decks a little feral right now, would you be willing to teach me how to make this little dome?
Oh yeah, yeah, totally.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'll help you with the other bits that you've got. You know.
Log teaching you.
So she's going to interpret a lot. But, you know.
Okay, so
You take
I
it.
don't think
I want to
Cole.
hear this. Hold on.
I don't think Cole knows what the fuck he's talking about. 'Cause
Yeah?
he's talking about like C's and D's and fucking like E. Have you ever seen a flat E? I don't know what the fucking hell he's talking about. He
Well,
thinks you can
these are flat
read
if they're written.
music. It's just fucking dots and lines. You
Yeah.
can't read that shit. So like, I
Okay.
about it.
I
I
mean,
think he was making it all
How,
up.
how do you have a sharp?
I don't think he is because other people can do it. But what way did you learn how to do it exactly?
I just fucking try to mimic the sounds that he made, and I just.
Oh, so we have to do like so like a ooh ah ee like that kind of thing or what?
Walla Walla Bing Bang, yeah.
Okay.
And then
On the bing bang,
and then you pop the.
you just do it. I can't look. If I say walla walla bing bang, the putt's not gonna appear.
Well, no, you have to do it in the right tones and the right like.
Okay.
You said it out loud, and like there was like a tiny flutter of a small
looks-
dome that begins. Like just a tiny little one that, and then flutters out.
It's like a fart.
Everything's like a fart to you.
Walla walla bing bang. Okay, I did that again. All right.
But just like focus on like like you're comfy. You're making your little like den, your little cave that you sleep in and like and
10 minutes straight.
Click, 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 click.
All right.
Just burn it already.
She'll.
and just imagine the moon on the horizon, and and then you got it. Then you're good.
Guys,
Okay,
fast
so
forward
she takes the moon on the horizon, takes the calculations of that traversing the night sky at that point, and like, oh, okay, this is what this means, and
The harmonic resonance.
Right.
numbers for each
Exactly.
little-
and then just says,
Oh, there's your
calculate
flat
each
walla,
individual
bing,
quaver.
bang.
Yeah. My headcanon now is like I'm 2 years in the actual real-time future. Locke has died in battle, and so is like a couple other of your friends, and your only solace is to like put up the hut to try to protect yourself so you don't die as this crazy creature tries to kill you, and you're like, walla walla bing. And you like start crying. In real life too, you start crying as you say walla walla bing bing. And it's gonna fucking happen, I know it.
thanks, Cole. So yeah,
Legacy lives on.
yeah,
I hate this so much.
that's amazing.
Perfect.
You wanted to hear how it was
I
done.
hate it so much. Like I hate it and I love it so much. I can't. I wouldn't have it any way, honestly. Cool. So, yeah. No rule required. You get to do the thing. You get the thing. Get
Cool.
the thing. All the stuff I said. You get the thing. You get the thing. Cool. Next.
Click.
She'll just do
Click.
spell stuff all the rest of the time.
Shut up. I'm just kidding.
One other thing, she'll do like replenish scrolls, etc. And
Do you want to get any extra paper?
Yeah, we're gonna get 1,500 worth of paper total.
Yeah. You do those calculations. I don't want to waste air
Yeah.
time on that. Yeah.
She will go down and write and like work on her spells, etc. And in the workshop that you guys set up though, because it's like nice. It's rhythmic noise, but it's like also comforting because it's like things are back to normal.
Can I start using the
Yeah,
abacus
exactly.
that we got from someone? Maybe it was just in the tower. Can I start trying to use that as an instrument with all the clacking now? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure. It's technically a non-pitch
Percussion.
percussion.
Yeah. And then with
It's
each
like castanets. Yeah.
with each new victim, I will attempt.
Every new victim, I gentle repose when he is done. It's a part of the cleanup.
Well,
process.
and I start
Before you
attempting to
consider it,
I start attempting to interrogate them
For this is a good one. For
because the invocation I'm going to take is Whispers of the Grave
to be able to speak with dead
at will.
at will. Nice. Okay. For my sanity, can you just have your list of the same 5 questions you're going to ask each person? I'll let you change it up if you get more information if you want, but
Why are you here?
to spread the word of the ascendancy.
What took down the dome in Babas?
A lack of faith.
Is
I saw
that
that
is
one.
that the truth?
The order knows all. As far as I know, I have absolute faith. They're mostly pawns.
That's pretty frank.
Stink clouds and grass.
Yeah, cloud kill over here.
You guys all farting over there? What's
No,
going on?
the
dog.
Oh,
dog is farting?
It's learning how to cast.
So
Noxious cloud.
Oh, God, my
Cloud,
eyes are
stop
watering.
it.
Cloud
Cloud
kill.
kill.
Oh.
Yahushka.
Saw those kebabs.
It's constipating you.
How many of you are here?
7.
And we only got 6.
Yep.
Okay.
The other one selling the bombs.
What else do we need to know?
That's what he said.
6 above, 1 below.
6 above, 1 below.
One's down in the catacombs with us.
Good, good.
Ting, ting.
Yeah. We're being all stealthy
Yeah.
down there.
Cling, clang, cling. Wow.
Not there.
Every once in a while, you hear Argus, God damn it. Meckle, stop it.
Zemdak, that's not where the vice goes.
So the
I tried to grab it and it was still hot. Damn it! You put it on the wrong way.
You hear something like some mechanical like king and clanking and breaking of something, and Zeb's like, "Oh shit, sorry," because he doesn't know his strength anymore, and he keeps breaking shit.
so I know there was basically a coup.
Maybe he has to go cast Mending.
Right.
It-
You don't
essentially.
need me to rehash it, do you?
No, so what I'm thinking of, I would ask, where is Primarch? Where is what's his fucking
His
face?
Marky is
Malakim.
something like that.
Yeah, where's
Primarch Malakim.
Where's Primarch Malakim?
Wandering the sands like all the other cursed.
Okay.
Shit.
These are their answers to the best of their knowledge.
What they think.
Yeah.
Is what they've been told.
So yeah, I'll share with the group.
Well, propaganda is a strong thing.
Is there any way that we can verify?
Well, apparently there's one still walking around down there somewhere.
Yeah.
I bet you somebody ate him.
The Primarch?
No. The guy that you said is wandering down that.
Possibly.
The remaining person that he hasn't eaten yet.
Could you ask what their name is of the next meal?
I could.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll
Go
ask.
back and
I'll ask
shake
another
him
victim.
again.
I'll ask another volunteer what the name is.
What their like specific name? That
No, the
person?
person who's wandering around.
Who's below?
The
Oh,
one we
what
haven't found
their-
yet.
That person's personal name is.
The person who's
Below.
who we haven't found yet. Yeah.
Pardon me. Sorry.
Bob.
You get a. They, if I remember correctly, they don't have to answer your questions, right?
No.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Are you dressed as anybody?
I didn't disguise myself on this one, but I could on the next one.
Okay.
15 on the die. I think I've got something decent on that persuasion. And so we got now 4 on proficiency. Oh, that doesn't change me for that. So 18.
Bondant Belias.
Bondant Belias?
You get the sense that Bondant is like a title of some of the lower echelons of the Order of Ascendancy. Like those that are bonded to others in a...
Bondage?
think
Bonded-
Scientology.
And bondage.
Your level master psycho beefo.
You want me to scry on this guy?
I mean, he's down here with you guys already, so
We know his name.
I mean, we could just send them a message.
How you can do that? You have to actually be familiar with that.
I just point in the direction and I say, "Hey."
If he's within like 100
Hey.
feet of you,
I mean, he could be. We're making a lot. You guys are making a lot of noise down here.
I say scry.
you
Yeah.
need to maybe ask what he's doing down there. Is he getting ready to release another zombie apocalypse?
All right. I'll disguise myself as one of them, and I'll ask the next one.
How many is left?
We have 6 total, so
I feel like this is a montage of like
What
a
was the question?
repeat the day, like
the
what
improving each
what
day.
this Belias guy is actually doing down there. And I'm now disguised as one of them.
Searching for our salvation, Bondant. Brother.
What? Salvation. That was one question, so now 2 questions.
You really cheesing this.
I can do the shit at will,
Milking
man.
the shit out of this. Okay, cool.
Who's his name? Beyonce.
Belize. Beyonce. BB.
Searching for the eye that will allow us to see the truth.
What is the truth?
Oh, you're getting existential.
I have the thing written down.
So that was the 3rd question, right?
Yep.
Only the sacred beasts know.
Who are the sacred beasts?
Leaders of our order.
What are their names?
Okay. Hold on. I have it here.
And how do you
You're making me go through all of my fucking lore.
Give me lore.
Next time, just combat the entire time.
Right.
I think it's armor, right?
The name of the episode.
Yeah. There's a L'Oreal gal over there. You know.
Where is it?
We should have asked him about this question. What are the names?
Oh, it's sets. That's why.
Did he have a god?
It's getting late. We're getting a little punchy.
Does she have a devout god? That's really good. That's really good. I'm trying to find out what was the fucking thing that I had.
You should name the episode just
There it is.
Kabam.
Don't
Aha.
kebab.
Crocodile,
Exotic.
lion, hawk, mule, jackal.
Crocodile, hawk, jackal.
Look at you going in the back door through my lore.
Wow,
Crocodile.
that's an image I didn't need.
Matthew, I have a laser pointer.
Stay away.
I was thinking I wasn't going to say it, but I was
Crocodile, lion, hawk. Crocodile, lion, hawk, mule, jackal.
thinking. So there is an ass.
Always.
I need a cookie. I need dessert therapy.
The jackal? The jackal? The jackal?
Jackal. It's Jackal. Wasn't right the first time. Would have been right the next 16 times. Go. No, Zach, what the fuck are you talking about? That's one of those like neurodivergent like scenes that is just always indelibly burned into your brain. Like the same thing like from Bug's Life. The first leaf has fallen, or any of a bunch of other things. No contextual things.
What
Okay.
you can't see at home is that he's pouring.
Shush.
He's pouring a story
Shush.
from his heart into our mind.
The lore is spilling out.
Has quite the
Yes.
head.
That's what she
Wow.
Yep.
My fault. Your head's in the gutter.
Oh, whoa.
We can save that for later.
End scene.
I need more beer.
said. I thought you just poured some.
Yeah.
I need more.
More head?
You don't
You have
have
3 little girls.
and they
You're the father of your children.
sex happens. It's, just
It just
No,
happened.
wow.
why does it matter?
One
Either
has to
way or
happen
the
for
other way.
other to happen.
Glad you
Well,
think
that's
that's
not
all.
exactly true.
Gives me
Not
high
anymore.
hopes.
She was drawing 2 girls, 1 cup earlier. I mean,
Stop.
I was trying
This is an
hieroglyphics.
adult fucking bot. Okay.
Serious.
It's not like a shopping episode. Like, let's all go shopping. That's the entire.
Oh yeah. Oh, you haven't been with us for one of our shopping episodes.
How long can the human brain survive without oxygen? Before brain's damage sets in?
2 minutes.
I was gonna say, it's a matter of minutes, I think.
I know it's a matter of minutes.
It's 2 minutes.
It's 2 minutes.
How do you know this? All
How
you
do I
have
know
to-
He has
this? Because
children.
my daughter was born
That's
with
why.
with shoulder dystocia, so she could have had brain damage because she was outside for more than 2 minutes.
I asked the parent because those are the things that you know.
So she
because
didn't have oxygen for almost 2 minutes, and it's a miracle that she didn't have brain damage.
I'm glad
I
you
knew
did.
that would be something that you knew. Because
I-
one of the first things you think about a parent is like, what's the worst that could go wrong? I have to check on them every 2 minutes to make sure that they don't get brain damage in case they're choking themselves or literally anything that could possibly go wrong. I knew you would know.
I seem to have hit a nerve. I am sorry.
It's just one of the scariest.
No,
moments of
I can understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, but all right.
But good,
Sans bummer.
good science fact.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
I just need
Way
to
to
know for
turn
this
that one around. It's like something positive.
Look at the stuff because I'm giving you a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah.
shoulder dystocia.
So, what was your other question? I think
I think that was the fifth one.
the fifth one of the fifth one, fifth one of the sixth one. Let's do one more. We got one more. We got
Whatever
one more.
mook we were just interviewing or interrogating.
Yeah. Let's just do one more round because I don't want to do this.
How do you
anymore.
feel about the state of affairs?
Yeah, fuck. Okay, what the fuck should I ask him?
Ask him if he's heard of Argus.
I am not sure.
When?
Yeah.
I wasn't asking you.
Okay. Maybe how long they're going to be down there? I don't know.
He could have gave the actual answer of what he should have asked.
They're
him in the
looking
dark.
for. They're looking for an eye that allows to see the truth. Like what?
I mean, we
How
got
long?
some information. We got, we could go search for this Bondant Belias fool.
Is there some call sign or something that would bring them back from their
Where
mission
you're
to look?
supposed to meet him
Yeah.
afterward. Was your Dropbox?
Like,
Something
is there a
So-
cuckoo kind of like thing to be like, oh, everything's done with the mission, you know?
Okay, so
the same
is
as
there
your
a
spell?
call sign? Is where are you meeting? What else?
He said he was searching for.
Searching for our salvation. I thought he said, which is this eye that allows us to see the
the truth.
Right. So
Now, do you think it's a like symbol or a physical eye?
I'm guessing physical eye or like a seeing glass or something.
yeah, some artifact.
So,
Should I ask what it looks like?
are we grip hunting again?
I mean, it could be kind of fun.
Bring us back to our roots.
Where it all began.
Grave robbers united.
Okay, so call sign. Shit, fuck. What was the second one?
Where they're
Meeting
supposed to
point.
Where? Yeah, meeting point. What does it look like?
They
You need to be
wouldn't.
a
They
little
wouldn't
more
know.
specific.
Yeah.
What does
the eye
the-
look like?
What does the eye
Been searching for it.
that he's? Yeah, that.
Yeah. Would they know?
That helps.
I feel like in these sects, they always kind of like
I don't
Keep-
know. Yeah.
information.
Plausible deniability.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to like these zealot levels. Like how much these people really know.
Right.
Not much. Propaganda. I know propaganda.
Which I feel like most of what we've heard is propaganda.
Yeah.
You can't really be sure, it seems, unless you talk to the god himself.
Hey, delegation.
Okay, so two more.
You already asked one.
How did he get?
What?
You had 5 questions left. You asked the one like, what should I ask? You have 4 left. Then let's just make.
All right,
this
so we've got one left then.
Yeah.
Just ask what you're going to ask him. I'll think of it. Maybe
How did
something will come
how
up.
did he get in here without going through the tower?
How to get underground without going through the main entrance?
How do
The
you
bonded
think?
guy. Okay, so I'm just gonna start asking the other questions.
Sure.
So, yeah, is there a call sign to bring him back? Where were they supposed to meet up after he finds it? what does this eye that Belias is looking for look like? That was the last one. Or we have one
Do
more.
one
or
at a time.
something in it.
Just so, well, the first one, where is there like meetup point?
Well, so first one is there a call sign to bring him back,
Is there a passphrase?
to bring him out of where
we
he's
have
at?
nothing but faith in our brother.
Where are you supposed to meet after he finds it?
We are not. We have nothing but faith in our brother.
The eye that he is searching for, what does it look like?
Only the sacred beasts know, but it moves.
An oracle, not a artifact.
Or it's a monster.
Could be a giant eye, yeah. And brains down there.
Behold.
Yeah.
That would be a giant eye.
Well,
A couple
yeah,
more.
I guess. Yeah.
Is the eye lit? It's eye tyrant.
Eye tyrant.
Can we say one-eyed monster?
No.
It has too many eyes for that.
Cannot say that. Or purple helmet warrior.
Okay, so last question.
Eye tyrant just seems like an Apple product.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're getting there. Those might already
It's
exist.
their
in the
Right.
factories.
AI.
Eye
what it
tyrant. Here to control your life.
A tyrant.
If you wanted to bring down the Ascended, how would you do it?
Shatter our faith.
I'm on that one.
Yeah, we're like that on, white on rice.
There's brown rice. I never understood that.
Wild rice, there's brown rice.
There's
Wild
so
rice,
many
brown rice.
rices.
There's so many different colors of rice.
But it's all about the
I, tyrant, here,
Yep.
watching you, whether you like it or not.
Was that all the questions?
So,
Well, we know they were very brainwashed, at the very least. Nothing but faith in our brother. Well,
Of course, they have nothing but faith.
if only you could have talked to them before.
know.
Yeah.
pretty much just a guiding bolt, too.
What?
2d8? Is it 2?
I thought it was D10s.
It's not d10s.
D12s.
It is 46.
46.
I gotta reduce that then. Sorry. Go ahead. That was all. You have one more question, or was that was all?
I think that was all of them.
That was the fourth. How do you
Hit us
destroy?
with doubt.
Was the fourth.
Right.
But I'd asked the
Shake your faith.
wasted one.
Yeah, you waste. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. That was the fourth real question.
Right, yeah. Well, so should we go look for this fucker?
Maybe a couple people. I mean, you guys could keep going, right? Because otherwise it's going to seem
Right.
suspicious.
Dates and stuff. I've been held like. I think we gotta wait till we're done with whatever we're doing.
Yeah, that might
We
be.
just learned a pretty important lesson. I think if we're going into a dangerous situation, we should not go with less than all of us.
Yeah.
And there are
Absolutely.
You're the one who set this all off.
From Zendeck.
I'm
He was the one who was alone up there.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That is something I want to work on while if you're willing. To figure out, what's going wrong with my math. If you're still willing to do that.
I can help you.
No, you can't. This is calculus. This multidimensional
I
calculus.
turn the abacus sideways.
That's still a plane. All right.
Okay. I agree.
I approved all your blood spells.
Okay.
Some of them are tentative, and I made a couple changes, but other than that, you're good to go.
All right.
We should, I agree, go together and try not to teleport away from each other
I mean,
unexpectedly.
I'll try. I don't.
Why are you looking at me for that? Like, mine always
you went in your own
expected.
freaking dreamscape for like years.
You were
Well,
also.
in our time, it was just a day for you guys. Like, you know.
I mean,
I mean, I went into my own flames.
yeah. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
We all have some things to work on. I think is
I keep
point
going
here,
to
but
this
I have to
other
really
place.
work on my spell.
Oh, what place?
I don't remember.
The kebab stand.
No,
Transports back
it's
to.
elsewhere.
That's just called
The
sleeping.
place that I found you in?
I don't remember.
Do you just sit by the kebab stand waiting for Godot?
No,
Like-
no, I don't.
Thank you. Thank God.
I did that play once.
So,
Okay, so we all go
did you
down.
roll for all your spells?
No,
Do that while I'm doing this. I'm gonna
It's
do
only
speed
two.
round. Speed round.
I need to
You
roll
enhance
crafting
ability.
checks for Mark 3.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's going to happen right now. But we're going to
I
do
s-
speed round as far as spells. You guys got active access to your new spells. I want you to tell me. I know you guys got a wealth of new stuff. I want you to tell me just basic 1 to 4 sentences of how you would be able to try to learn or facet the new spell. If you need time thinking about your next spell, we'll move on to the next person, and we'll just keep going while some person has another idea. All right, keep going. There you go. You first.
Well, so I already did the dream and the Whispers of the Grave. So then, if we're talking about this new special new stuff, I was going to do detonate corpses.
Okay, cool. Talk
which-
about that real quick.
So I've got a bunch of corpses,
You do before you incinerate them, I suppose.
and so I'm just going to focus on just trying. Okay, so I've interviewed them; they're not really use to me anymore. I got the hands, so I'll just try and just take them to the basement somewhere safe, and try and just use my mind powers to just make them go boom.
Men who stare at ghosts.
I think
Goat style.
like your cloud bursting, but a corpse bursting. I think you do so, and there's definitely some type of. Usually, you're used to like a darkness or something of otherworldly and from the nether that opens up and then like wraps up and then swells in something and then it comes out kind of eldritchy. But for you, this one, you just hear this sound come from your brain, everything, and then you hear beep, beep, beep before they explode, almost as if you're putting microwave radiation into the thing. Yeah, because you got like a chip in your brain or some bullshit. So yeah,
So that, and then the other one I was going to take is I think Babel. Where like I've dealt with crazy shit before, so I'm just going to make other people just go crazy.
that's like forced aphasia, right?
So yeah, so it's the one where they can't speak properly and they just stay gibberish.
Cool. I think you do this as a prank on Trisheni while she's studying. It makes a lot of sense that you do
Yeah.
so. And I
After
think
you
and
teach
one
me
of
the
her
spell,
scrolls.
you're like,
Right. Why can't you cast it? Like I told you everything to do.
but fish
Definitely-
sticks.
go ahead.
Codswallop.
Walla walla bing bang.
Very kumquat.
You accidentally, there's a moment where you accidentally summon the tiny hut, and you're like, I didn't mean to do that.
I try to say walla walla bang bang, but it doesn't work. It's just chitty chitty bang bang,
Watermelon Harry
and there's a flying car. Like,
Chocolate shake. You also, I think, do it to Meckel while he's like working with his abacus and trying to learn and read while you guys are trying to teach him to read and do all the math just to extra fuck with him. I think
And
you
I
do.
get pissed and put crown of thorns on you.
I think you don't do it to Meckel. You do it to Argus while Argus is trying to teach him, and he's just like, watermelon ice cream, crenulation sandstorm, and yeah, and yeah, it sucks. Yeah.
What?
Then I cast gaze now. And make it so long, can't say fuck.
Oh my god!
Okay, so I can't say fuck. Log, go ahead and roll with some saving throw. This is great. And if you disobey, you take a shit ton of. I love how Log.
It's like the coin
you
jar,
could kill
but-
Log in the middle of battle, and I love this.
He doesn't
That's
have
only-
to
it's
be
only
in
a 9.
battle.
It's only 9. No, you
You
fail.
fail.
What did you want him to
I
do
would've-
for the next month?
I told him he can't say fuck.
I would
You can't
imagine
say
that
fuck
fuck
for
is
the next
part of
month.
your verbal components,
Right,
though,
that's-
quite a bit.
So Log,
I'll
Argus like
use-
turns around
Ow.
after the
Ow.
spell drops, and like casts this. It does take 10 minutes to do, but he's like chasing you through the tower as he's casting it.
1 minute.
1 minute, yeah, like 10 rounds. But you do fail it, so which means you can't do the thing he tells you not to do, and if you do, you take like what 6d10 necrotic
It's
damage.
5d10.
5d10 necrotic damage. Every time you say the word
I
fuck, you'll
walk
take 5d10
around
necrotic.
chasing after you, saying other words that are like fuck, but not the actual word fuck.
Duck
Over
truck,
and over again.
There's a lot of
For the
talk
whole
going
minute.
on.
duck truck, monk pluck. Yeah.
Fudge.
What the monkey you? Just like,
I
Gipperman.
love this. This is gonna be so much fun. Ooh, somebody's got
It's only for 30 days.
30 days. That's the rest of the campaign. It's literally the rest of the campaign.
how many hands is that?
In the, in
Unless
the
you
book,
drop it, I guess.
there are 2 things in the Book of Argus now. Don't separate the party,
Don't
and
say
don't
fuck.
use the word fuck.
It's only for.
Those are the commandments.
I mean, can you dispel it at any point, or is it just done?
I can't remember.
It's
Maybe
your
you should
spell.
have thought about that before.
I think it says like if you want to get rid of it, you're the only one that can do so, or like a wish spell.
Well, would there be like a remove curse or remove
curse is
dispel?
not strong enough. It's something. There's
Dispel
something.
magic.
No, a remove curse, greater restoration, or wish spell can end it.
Yeah,
You can end the spell early by using an action to dismiss it. I can drop it.
yeah, you can, but
You do it for a
Don't.
day or
You get an
this
inspiration
is a
if
lot
you
of
keep
fun.
it up. Yeah.
sorry, Cody. Fuck you.
If you're gonna
Ah, you
cast a
can't say it
spell
back.
on me, this is what's gonna happen. That was
That's
my new
perfect.
spell I learned.
Yeah, that's my head canon. I definitely see you guys fucking with each other. Okay, that's all your spells then, right?
Unless you want to go over like all the cleric stuff that's getting swapped out.
Cool. Trisha, you still working on that jazz? You with all your rolls?
no, I mean, I had 2 scrolls, and the rest were spells that.
Do you want to
Working
do one
on
and then
them.
we'll move on, or do you have an idea for all of them?
Oh, I have
Speed round, speed
ideas.
round.
Yeah, ideas for all of them. So, talk through working on both time vortex and flame wave with Argus, as well as learning the hut from Log. So we did that. I think about. Then I have 4 other spells that I'm going to do. So the first is Yellow Sign. So I'm just thinking about all the horrors that I've seen over the last month and trying to, I've already kind of had this established with some of my other spells that are a little bit lower levels of like taking some things that I've seen myself and trying to put it into other people's heads, basically upping the amperage on that. So there's that Wall of Time. So then thinking about, okay, if I can turn like for a singularity around that, there's like the event horizon, and so basically taking that and turning it around and making it that wall of time.
Manipulate the physicality of an event horizon.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I can turn that around. Blades and teleportation, steel wind strike. I'm just thinking about, okay, if I think about being in 5 places at the same time and just slashing people with my blades, but not being there. It's like being tied, like the
Quantum mechanics.
exactly. Thank you.
I think there's a moment where you're practicing probably in the catacombs because you need more room to do this stuff, and you're fucking with time, and you're fucking with space,
Yep.
and you're fucking with being able to move super fast. Or at one point, you bump into somebody like a Zemdak as they're on their way to the forge, and be like, "Oh, sorry, I was just about to go practice." Thank you, as they pick up like one of their blades and everything. I've been looking for this. And then you see her like a moment later where she's like her past self of like, have you seen my sword? I've not been able to find it. Or is it like this kind of like hiccup matrix, like deja vu thing, but you see her future self and then her past self at one point, like all messed up in time as she's fucking with time a lot.
Don't end up in the bad place this
Oh,
time.
no. Well, again, would you be okay to help me with this particular equation? This particular variable is
Sure.
a little bit okay.
I can help you with math.
Okay.
You go privately to another room together. with an
Work,
abacus.
work on that.
I have the abacus.
They buy a second abacus.
Yeah. They can't afford it with all the stuff I spent on.
Paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You buy an abacus with kebabs.
You have
You
an
just
abacus.
slide the vegetable around.
Is this enough? Medium rare, seared and charred.
A kebabkus.
Kebabicus.
Kebabkus.
Right, you just
Slide the
Meatballs.
meat.
Yeah,
hate
just-
each and every one of you.
I love math.
And then
If Argus has one piece of meat,
I hate this.
I think
No.
I think the last one, while they're working on math, Trishani does something silly, figures out temporal shunt, puts herself back, and basically erases the moment so that it doesn't, like her making the mathematical mistake in front of Zemdak doesn't happen.
Right. You don't embarrass yourself in front of Zem to go like,
Wait,
wait, you forgot to carry the.
wasn't I supposed to help you with math?
Yeah, we're doing that right now. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there's a moment where he's like,
Wait, what?
you forgot to carry the one, and you're like so embarrassed, you're like, no, I didn't. And then you're fully like gift of gab, temporal shunt yourself back, and
Yeah.
so you don't make that mistake.
Yep. So that's how the spells happen.
Or you do it to him. Yeah, it's wibbly
Yeah.
wobbly. It doesn't matter. Cool.
So while we're forging, I'm focusing and staring at the fire and looking at some of the other things out there, and I start seeing a pretty little horse dance around in the flames.
uh-oh.
And
Very
then,
similar to how you did in your family. That's
Right.
the symbol when your family's right.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, a chariot comes behind it. And then I figure out, I kind of just reach in with my hand, and I try to pull it out to figure out how to learn Blazing Chariot.
You see Argus just like, I mean, he's spaced out to like the flame and the forge before, but he's like, bro, on another level.
Yeah.
And you see him just like reach straight into the flame, and you're like, okay, this might be normal, and you realize like, no, he's not activating the magic. He's literally gonna burn his hand again.
So it is normal.
And so, Zemdak, do you do anything about it?
Give
He's
him a
about to like
push.
really hurt himself.
Fudge, no.
No.
The log just walks by the door. Fudge. No.
Well, we're all together. We're all together, right? Because of what we were talking about.
Yeah, you guys are
Yeah.
all doing stuff in your own like training rooms. And
I get
But-
close. Like,
you can do whatever you want.
I won't stop him until, like, he starts to burn himself.
Are you like, hey, buddy, you okay?
Yeah.
You okay? Like you do that whole
Smell
thing about like get ready
barbecue
to.
otherwise.
Yeah.
You reach in, you grab.
Like, if he starts screaming, I'll pull him out. But
I don't think Argus would ever scream when it comes to fire.
I also have my hand that can't feel anything.
Right.
bone hand.
Reach in and pull it out, and you see him pull out what looks like a little Apollo chariot made of fire with two horses that just eventually dissipates.
That was cool.
I can make that big.
That's what she said.
Wow.
She says over in the corner.
You just hear echoing down the catacombs. That's what she said.
Title of your sex tape.
I love your sex tape. Tape.
It
Nice
burns.
one.
The last time you interacted with a large flame, bad things happened.
What bad things?
You ended up in jail.
It burned when you peed.
I didn't interact with the flame then.
Cue,
I touched
cue,
someone.
cue funny, cruel irony montage. Flashback montage.
Of all the times I've burned myself.
Fuck.
Why does he get to say it?
Yeah.
All the times that I have, yeah. Then it's me almost falling into the lava. And then me face planted in the flames at level 1.
I'm so bad at this. It was ding. Fuck.
Is this gonna hurt us? Or do you think
It shouldn't hurt us. I'm worried about it hurting you, though.
Okay.
As long as you designate you and 3 other people. Well, you can designate 4 creatures.
I know. I worry about. Does it really make sense for Zemdak to be able to go on it though? If it's made out of radiant fire.
For the same reason why you can heal him,
Okay.
I would say that your spells that you came up with
Yeah.
by yourself
Yeah.
from your own god power wouldn't affect him in
He
the
has a
way.
booster seat.
Except for when he becomes again feral.
The fun part
the
is
rules change
it
when
makes
he's feral.
you immune to radiant damage, which is one thing that you can't take.
The chariot becomes immune to the range. Just
Okay.
because he's on the chariot doesn't mean that he can't be hit.
Okay.
It doesn't confide in him any cover. He's just on it. It means that he would move with it when it moves.
I mean, we could try it
I
out.
think it's something fun we can ride and ram things with. Just like the sphere.
Better than a worm.
Because it's on fire.
And I can make it
That's-
bigger.
That's
Yeah.
I wasn't going there.
You're talking about ramming stuff.
Are you done?
Sure.
Okay.
No, I was going to do hollow
Not yet.
stuff.
Hold on.
I
Not
learned
done.
For my class, I learned hollow and legend lore. So,
Cool.
yeah, because that's a part of my class stuff.
I think it's probably stuff that you took a moment to be studious and actually take a moment to like
Focus
pray
on
to yourself
my
and focus.
No God, no kings, and how I can stop divine magic in the area.
The
and how
corruption
I
of
can
history
kinda-
from what is it called? The numinous of religious of organized religion, like you like focus on that.
And how I can make it bigger and make it more permanent than just my area around me.
Probably something you do privately by yourself before you like go to bed, type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Making it bigger.
But Meckel's there,
Oh
so
my god, it's just unending.
I won't
Yep.
actually cast it because it's a lot of money to get.
That's
No,
what
I was
she
like,
wants
yes,
to
it is
say.
unending.
And then, I mean, legend lore,
Look at that face! Jesus Christ!
I'll have to
I suppose I
focus
should be proud. Go ahead.
on an object and realize that the object itself has something to tell. There's actual information.
It has its
inside.
own agency,
It has its own knowledge within an object.
not just whatever this god decides to tell you about it. Beautiful, beautiful.
That's how legend lore works.
It has its own story. Cool.
Pull its own.
Michael?
information out.
well,
Just like
I
the
think
powers
I
within
think
us all.
You did
Crown-
already.
powers
You already
Crown
did.
of Thorns and Fear, I think, make it. However,
I've
I
never
did
built
get a new cantrip,
A
and I
new
run over
cantrip?
to Argus, really excited, and I got some like kebab still. He was like,
Meat juice.
Barbecue sauce.
Not give me mine today? Did you eat my
Shade,
kebab?
Shade literally pops out of the corner. He didn't.
yeah. yeah. So we weren't talking, but we were sitting there eating kebabs, and I realized something when Shay kind of motioned at me with a little knife blade or whatever. I'm so used to her using that huge blade. Watch what happens, and I will like put in your hand like knife that we got for like cutting stuff up for like food or whatever, and kind of like force you to come close to my skin with it. And what you see is the skin sort of seems to come out just a little bit and harden. And when it hits my flesh, it doesn't seem to quite get the nice, cut into it. And it was like, I learned Blade Ward from always being poked by that fucking axe.
There are no blades that can get me down.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Well, I
cast
mean,
holy weapon
Do,
on
do,
the
do,
side.
do, do.
it doesn't matter.
It's magical.
It doesn't matter.
Any slashing, piercing there are
Yeah, but it's radiant damage.
right, because it does the weapon damage and then radiant damage on top of it. Yeah.
Okay, that hurt more than. Maybe this isn't as good as. Ow.
Sorry. It's,
Sinner.
I look over at the vampire to make sure that I have Argus between me and him, just in case.
I'm just kidding on you. It's
Got
fine.
a bunch of grease all over him, like inside stuff.
Alright, I gotta go. I'm in trouble.
Okay.
It's late.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're in trouble. So here's the deal. You have enough stuff to give them advantage for creating stuff. Cool.
Yeah,
'cause
because it's a second level spell.
Okay, cool. You got
We're
it.
just
So
shopping.
we'll work on that. Cool. Anything else?
Nope, that was it.
Okay, cool. Did you roll for all your spells?
The two that I didn't have
The
copied
spell
down.
scrolls that you used to had in your inventory
hold
previously.
Yeah. So, which was teleportation circle that Queenie gave me, and then the soul eater, which
Those are the only two? You didn't have any more scrolls?
I did not have any other scrolls
cool.
because I mean everything else I'm copying down into my
Well, they're
backup.
both a success.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you got those both
Thank
spells.
you, Argus.
Awesome. And
Yay.
you're all caught up?
Listen, unless you want to go through all the cleric stuff I'm swapping out.
Nah.
There's one other thing.
Just get a download. Update.
Trishani will go and get a couple tattoos.
Okay,
A couple what?
cool.
Tattoos. Since she's back in
You know they have to
law.
shave you first, right?
It's fine. It's not that much hair to
Oh, I
shave.
forgot about that. Yeah.
So she'll.
You know, if he burns it off, it won't come back.
Do you want to show us what those tattoos look like?
I'll try.
Did you have them written down yet or no?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did.
Were they Kenton approved?
Uh,
Were they kitten approved?
yes, the second one for sure. I
Not
think.
needed.
I think. Yeah. Okay. All right. Just making sure.
What? Why are you talking?
No,
We're
it's
getting
more-
permission from him.
No, it's
Appropriateness.
I exist.
Oh,
it's-
it was
To be
the
not
Appropriateness.
Does not look like something that?
Oh,
It's a
because
second
you're,
set of
you're
eyes.
The PG
No.
rating over there because you're dad.
Because he's the one who spot
No, because
the
you'll
ones
notice
that.
I'm the one
the
who
R
noticed
rating.
too. That's my God.
So one. Let's see.
Oh no!
So no, you're okay. So I'm gonna just cover up everything else.
flasher.
Okay, that was a dirty
That
Sanchez.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm doing this one. I'm doing this one instead.
Okay.
You have
Okay,
to show
is that
us. You
okay?
have to show us.
I know, I
Let's
know.
see all of them. Show me now.
So one is on each. Let's see.
Stop making me wait. Show me the damn fucking.
Well, the nice thing is I can't read the word taint that she put on it.
Each hip, we'll say.
Oh, like
Yeah.
okay, cool.
So it's right near where I would grab
Some-
my swords or my books.
Nice. Yeah, but also usually hidden by anything that you would be wearing.
Yep.
Cool.
So
Perhaps because you wear sheer stuff often, it might glow through when they become activated. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So one is flourish in death as in life, and so it looks like not the other stuff on there 'cause those are not Kenton
We're gonna have to
approved.
blur out the rest of it.
So it looks like a book with the Ankh symbol in the middle and the light shining from that with the but
Turn it just
it's
a little
death.
bit more this way.
Isn't it?
Put
Now
it
you're behind your mic.
now you're behind your mic.
All right.
So
really see it.
turn it
Let me see. Here,
clockwise
hold
a
on,
little
hold
bit,
on.
just because there's a lot of glare.
Can I can do this. Haha.
I just want you to turn it
I
clockwise
know.
more than that. Just
She's
so,
zooming.
Okay.
So that you don't see the other things that are on there. So it looks like a
Clockwise
book.
more. Clockwise
Tilt it
more,
down.
Clockwise more.
There
There,
you
you
go.
go. There
So it
it
looks
is.
like a book. But
Cool.
the two hands there, the death part of death is in there with the the bindings of the book.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Ankh is in the center because that's life, right? And also Ankh Mut, the sister's there.
I like the idea if you're down with it for like when you activate it, the symbol gets larger and becomes this like magical glyph or holograph that comes out of you for just like a moment, like a very brief moment before it like shatters and it gives you imparts the effect to you. That way, it's like if you want to put your hand on your hip, then
It'll ding
Right.
like the
They do the
Windows
thing.
sound.
bing boom boom boom.
No, not that. Not that. The other is so that's on one hip. The other hip has Jackal moves on tirelessly, and so this one looks like Maitan, looks like Misheni. And come on,
Your sister
because it's Jackal, right? And so with the two face,
shot through the heart.
and then the arrow continuing the movement, holding in the mouth.
Isn't that similar to what I burned on your
a little
box?
bit? Yeah.
On your dice box?
Yeah. So that's
Now who has a dirty mind? Because none of the rest of
That's-
us
I
were
am
that's
just trying to be
Shani
more
coming
careful
back.
because y'all are gross.
I mean, I have that one
yeah.
of me reviving.
Right. No, it's similar, but the
Cool.
symbology.
You burnt
Fun.
something on your box too?
Yeah, mine says he can't draw.
So you start imbuing some hieroglyphic magic into yourself, like into your actual form.
Yeah.
Cool. Dope. Awesome. So you have access to those things. You get a bunch of blood magic. I think
So I keep trying to do the meditation thing, and like I sort of like get in touch with
Your blood?
this new
Are you still okay with what the next game is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
this new situation I'm in. Like I get used to how I'm a little faster, I'm a little stronger. Blood seems to speak to me in a way that it didn't before. So I like deepen my connection to blood, and then also get used to the new me.
There's this whole new spectrum of sense that occurred to you that
Yep.
you are able to experience. It's very synesthesia type feeling where it's just such a more broad spectrum that's open to you, and it's beautiful. It's art, and it's enticing. It's like another whole cuisine of that everything, taste, smell, the sound of it pumping through veins. It just becomes its own type of Shangri-La type of divinity. And you focus on that. And you try to... And you've fed from quite a few people, and you've experimented with these bodies, is able to be like... You feel sometimes as you're feeding that the blood that you're feeding on feels like an extension of yourself, and you reach out and try to grab it and control it, and sometimes you succeed. And you realize, like...
Drain it faster by, like, pulling it to where I'm drinking from, or...
And realize that might not be the limit of what it is that you can do.
Yep.
As you start to experiment.
Box.
Yep.
Stop saying the word box.
Pouch.
Nope. Try again.
Vessel.
Vessel.
Satchel. It's okay. You don't like that?
It's not a satchel, though.
Okay.
And
So I gave you the ones that I gave you all the ones that you wanted. Just,
Yep.
I edited a couple just to make them a little bit more balanced and stuff like that, but we'll see how they work. Yeah, you basically are kind of like a hemocrafter. You can bloodbend for all intents and purposes. Is something that you learned here. Cool. Everybody else all up to date with their new abilities and spells? Awesome. So, next thing then is going to be one of the last things we do. We're going to do Mark III, Steel Defender, and then you guys are going to have a conversation with Vlad at the end of your... You can do the heart again, yes.
no, I'm also... Well, that would be good, but also, should we roll for our...
Yes, what we'll do is that for level 9, we'll roll for a hit die during the burn ends.
Okay.
That way. Cool. So, since you're not in combat at the moment, so why don't you tell me what it is that you're trying to do with your Steel Defender?
I already have 5 successes doing some, like, the pre-work design and playing around with Infantry 9's hardship.
Are you trying to use the same type, when we built out the Zek Tech, how like they have a core?
Yeah.
Are you trying to use the same core so it has some of the same memories?
No.
Or are you just
Using it more
the
like
framework?
power source.
Okay, cool. You also have that biomech pod.
Yes. That was skeleton of this this new mark is going to be pieces of we scavenged one of the bodies.
You got a piece of some Zek Tech from
Yes.
Meckel's room.
We
back
got
in the burrow.
one of the alien bodies though as well.
Yep, that's
So I
fully
was-
intact.
Yeah. I was going to use like skeleton of that thing.
Like scaffolding, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, and then add like the pistons and gears and things.
Sure. That's what's really
to it.
interesting about the biomechanoid is that it's nothing but scaffolding, but it's
Yeah.
super structurally
Correct.
strong. Like it's nothing but the curved kind of futuristic modern sense of like when you like the Paralympic kind of runner thing where they have that like bent curved spring. It's like that with the whole body. The head part is just that warped kind of spinned, very modern art type of not of entirely hollow, less solid and more just the scaffolding of thing. Very artistic, modern spirals without stuff inside of it. Yes, it's like yeah. So you're able to absolutely use that and put some. So it will be part of this if you're using parts of the Zek Tech that will have ironwood in it, which means there will be part of this. It will be biological in nature. Because ironwood is still, although it may be as strong as steel / iron or whatever, it is still wood.
So
So it won't be fully.
for intents and purposes, like the spindly kind of very skinny legs, arms, very dexterous though. The body though is going to be slightly more pod-like,
Okay. Spheroid or ovaloid?
ovaloid.
Okay.
I want to use the one thing we recovered from Conk was the dome helmet. So I want that is still going to be on top, and then I still have the mask from Crash, so that's going on as sort of like a symbol, like a.
You have the pieces of Mark 1 and Mark 2
Yeah.
on this thing. Oh,
It's going in as like the
Adam, why
heraldry.
do you make me cry about a robot?
It's going like heraldry on the chest. That's where it was before, kind of. It's going. This is less window into the power source like last time. It's more just like
Decor.
yeah, like the middle of a shield, like the barding on a shield.
Bulwark
Yeah.
style. Sure.
It's just going on at the sort of the center of the ovoid.
It's called like, what is it called? A banding? Or no, the middle part of the shield that actually has that metal from the Viking shield.
boss.
I remember because
Yeah,
I made
boss.
that.
Yeah, the boss.
The boss. Thank you. Yeah.
I want the
literally right
dome to open. So the very top of this mark,
Mark 2 pops open like a hatch.
there's like a small little nook that I can crawl into.
Okay, cool. You want to Gundam this thing.
Sort of.
Okay,
like
cool.
I can't really pilot it from in there, but I'm wanting it to be sort of like a dugout if I get into trouble in the sunlight.
Like a foxhole,
Yes.
mechanical foxhole.
I can
cool.
like pop the head off, hop in there, shut myself in,
Like
and
tiny little manhole.
yes,
Cool.
like a
Does
little light box.
Is the dome transparent?
No, it's a metal.
Otherwise, it focuses all the sun.
Yeah.
But yeah, use
It's all like metal.
the ironwood pieces, and then also we have worm steel that I can use to make any of the other pieces.
Very.
I need.
This thing is very strong.
Yep.
Quite strong. It will be extremely sturdy. You can remove parts of the. So the limbs will be. They will look kind of lanky and fragile, but because of the way they're constructed and bent and formed, they have very sturdy structural integrity, allowing that it's just kind of all most of the mass is centered in the center where you would be if you were inside of it,
Yep.
and it's all kind of spindly. You made a point before you said like, oh, I want it to be like that spider robot from like
Penny
Multiverse-
Parker
Penny Parker, yeah,
from
yeah.
the Spider-Verse.
Just less spheroid and
her
more oval.
her mecha. Yeah.
Yeah, cool, dope, love that shit. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, you can make that. I will say because you're using all these cool materials. I do want to make it just a couple rolls, but I will say that depending on how successful this is, you could essentially you do have a bonus to how high your level is an artificer that you are able to increase like the AC HP of this type of thing. I will say that this metal that you're dealing with from the biomechanoid, you tried to heat it up to a point where you could possibly form it a little bit more. You can't. No matter how hot you get this thing, you aren't able to think. So you've only been able to disconnect it and then add it to other things and ask it to do things. Meaning that this metal is just as difficult to work with, if not more difficult to work with than adamantine.
Could we use Fabricate to kind of adjust it slightly?
If you want to help, you could try. Yeah.
I mean, I'm in the workshop with them. If there's a,
Unless you're doing your own stuff because you got a lot of spells.
I mean,
to
I'd
do,
be
yeah.
I'd be working, but
Sure, sure,
like,
sure.
yeah, I'm sure. I'll be done in an hour. You know what? I can help with that little bit if you just wait.
I think when you do cast Fabricate on this thing, you get like a kind of a feeling of consciousness from the metal itself.
Interesting.
Because this is a biomechanoid thing. Whether it be dormant, it was intact.
This is the construct version of Frankenstein's monster because I am stitching together once living creatures into
What I
something new.
think you feel is there is the whatever it is that you're fabricating has the same kind of pull to the well wall as you and your sisters do.
Okay.
And you also feel like whatever it is that you're fabricating, because of your innate connection to the well walls, is just a derivative of the same material that the well walls are made out of.
Okay.
You can identify it if you want.
I mean, I would take the 10-ish minutes to do so at
Sure.
one point, but
I think you identify it and you recognize it as what it is for as far as how somebody would describe it as. I think what you discern from that is something like what Argus had a short conversation with you before, like legend lore. could give you a lot more info about this. You get its description as a material, but something like what he was able to do, trying to delve into the actual story of the item, could be huge here. He does have enough spells here. I don't see Kenton saying no to something like that.
It costs money though.
How much?
A lot.
A lot, yeah.
It's a lot. It's like either 500 or 1,000. It's something. It's not unsubstantial, and that's part of the stuff
You guys
that he
have
just.
3,900 pieces.
No, we just melted it down, so he just gave 1,500 for that spell and some other things. And I don't know if it's this. that he
300
would wanna-
gold every time he casts it.
I don't know if it's this that he
You
would want
guys
to
tell
use
me.
it on.
I mean, how much you have and how much you're willing to do.
No, so the ivory doesn't get used, but the incense does. So it's 250 every time. We can burn one.
Okay.
If you want to do it, I mean, you got the money and you're in a merchant place. I'm just saying, if that's something that you're fabricating, you're identify with this thing, is realize you that this, whatever this is absolutely non-terrestrial and has a story to tell. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think he thought it was 250.
If I am correct, the legend lore spell just
After that,
works,
you still have
right?
1042.
I think so.
Because there was an additional 283 in
Wait,
gold.
was it 300 or is it 250?
So it's 300 because he has to buy the ivory strips the first time,
okay.
and then the incense gets used each time.
I
which is
just saw him
250.
just
As long as you
just
guys are
250.
doing the accountant thing and you can do it, then that's fine. Yeah.
And he rolled his HP also.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, he sets in the chat.
Okay.
10 minutes self. You name or describe person, place, or object. Spell brings to your mind a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you named. Current tales, legendary importance. It has never been widely known. If the thing you named isn't of legendary importance, you gain no new information. And the more information you already have about the thing, the more precise and detailed the information received is. Information is accurate, but may be couched in figurative language. For example, okay, cool. You want to do the thing?
Yep.
Sure.
Do you want to wait until next time?
Not for this one,
Okay.
unfortunately. I don't see Ken ever saying no to this, especially since you have the money.
Based on what he sent through the chat, I don't think he objects.
Okay, cool, perfect.
I think we should wait for the Vlad thing until next time, though.
Yeah. I have an idea what's going on, so we're good. So what's happened? You are able to cast Legend Lore. What happens through? I don't want there to be. It's just Kenton and it's just Argus, but it is stuff that occurs to him. But I think he just speaks it out, stream of consciousness, while he's doing it. One of the things you learned the name of this. This was a legendary, not necessarily as the mechanics as far as game is concerned, but legendary as far as the true definition sense of what this material was a legendary sense, at least to the culture of the people that created it, which was not of this planet. It is not terrestrial. It's from another world, another planet, somewhere far across the stars. It is called, at least by what these people, and you understand their translation of it, Eldorum. Eldorum is also what is like just a different alloy of Eldorum, but it's still considered Eldorum as to what the well walls are made out of. This you weren't able to figure out whether it was ore, stone, or metal because it is not something that you're familiar with. It doesn't fit your periodic table of elements as concerned to this terrestrial planet that you're concerned with. So it's not your part of science. It is called Eldorum. It has extreme, amazing capabilities in structural integrity, physical, magical, scientific. It is a beautiful material, a superconductor, can hold 1,000 times its own weight if it's bent the right way. Beautiful material also has the ability to exist in more than one place at the same time. It has its own tachyons. It has its own parallel universe type theory thing, which means it exists in two places at one time. So it can pull on that thread to create tears through space, which is why well walls are able to exist when you create a ring of these types of things, because you basically eliminate any of the other material that could possibly enter the interior of it as it cuts off space from the inside of it. And it says am going to connect to what I was in another spot as long as it has some sort of energy running through it. And as you figured out, catalyst dust apparently seems to jumpstart like a jumper cable type of energy source. And then once it's on its own, it's like free energy. It just keeps running until it has been programmed to shut down. You also understand that now that you know this, the material and the name of the script that is on the well walls is also called Eldorum. They are the same thing.
The language
the
is-
language and
Can
the
you
thing
spell
is
that, please?
ELDORUM.
Okay.
The easiest one to spell of all
I
of the.
I was just
Yeah.
making sure.
No, you're right. No, it's good. It's just like I fuck you up a lot, so this one spells exactly like it sounds.
There's a silent.
ELDORUM.
Exactly.
Eldorum.
X.
Not to sidetrack things too much. I just thought of something, and I'm sorry that I just now thought of it this
Sure.
late. At some point in time, I would have wanted to, because I've been wanting to do this for a while, but just so much shit has been going on that I keep
Sure, yeah.
freaking. I'm going to take my boot off and inspect my foot.
Oh shit.
And that's what you say.
That's right. It's almost like it happened a while back, but just a lot of
This
shit
is
has
the
happened.
foot that got. Remind me exactly.
So when I had the dream where I pulled the plug and basically cast out the traitor,
Yeah.
when I woke up, my foot was made out of had a portion of it that was the
Like the fetish material.
yes.
Similar to how a scoop, if you watch the Baker's Dozen, had like the side bit. Yes. It is still there.
But has it grown? Is
It has
still the same?
progressed only like extremely marginally. It's still there.
Okay, just talking to the well walls just suddenly made like fuck. I've been meaning to
Yeah,
do
it is still there. But you also you cut off a lot of stuff there, and there's other stuff that's now in control. It has grown, but only very, 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 very marginally. But it is still there. Hasn't been gone with because there isn't a thing because you haven't dealt with it. You haven't dealt with it. But the fact that it is there means there's another type of thing. I will say that now that you know what this Eldorum is, casting of like the identify spell, you see Log pull off his foot and he's like, "Is this Eldorum?" And like you go over and you want to touch his foot for 10 minutes?
Can I mage hand?
You do whatever you
Ew.
like.
I could do it through Shakar.
Yeah, he just have Shakar sit on his toe.
Well, it's touch spell.
yeah, yeah,
so-
yeah, of course. I'm just you could do so. It is Eldorum.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that's the same thing. Doesn't look the same exactly, but yeah. Same
meaning
thing.
that there's a part of this that can proliferate. Like there's a property of Eldorum that can proliferate that isn't limited to the physical realm. Because you remember when that happened in the metaphysical dreamscape. One of the things, again, one of the last things you learn from the legend lore is that this material does not just exist in the four-dimensional like physicality of the physical material realm. It also can be spread through ideas, nightmares, dreams, thoughts, imagination, and it can spread like that. It is a real material that can grow through thought, which is dangerous, powerful. You take your pick. Big stuff you guys learn here. You could, if you want to, incorporate some of this Eldorum into what it is you make. It's up to you. Could add a property of unpredictability to what it is that you're making.
Yeah, more so since I still don't know how to manipulate it.
Right.
I sort of just use it as the scaffolding for this mark, and I build around it essentially.
Cool. Yeah. If you wanted to, like, you mean like a power source, or
No. So
I understand. I don't like the limbs.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I think, what are you using as your power source?
Does the Zectec
It did not have a
Terrazine core?
You could use it. You do have Terrazine.
No, I have one of the Terrazine core, like the chip cores. Is that a power source, or is that more like a CPU, like a
I want you to roll a Arcana tinkering check for me. Just an Arcana for me, because this is super important. With what it is that you know because of legend lore, I'm going to give you advantage on this. And then this is the last thing before we end it up.
24.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You have no clue.
No idea.
Yeah.
You hearken back to when you had blue terrazine and you sprinkled catalyst dust over it, and those small little portals appeared, and synapses start firing in your brain, and you start to make connections. And now that you know this is Eldorum, you start to make just a little test, like a little prototype, like a tiny little well wall out of Eldorum, like that you were able to grab, just small bait, snap something off. It's very, very strong. It's hard to do that, but there are other pieces about. You put a piece of terrazine in it carefully, but you don't have to be because it doesn't affect you.
The blue
one, yeah.
I could touch.
Are you willing to spend a dose of catalyst dust on this?
Is this just for the experiment, or is this for...
If the experiment goes well, it could be free energy.
Okay, then yes.
Like an immense amount of free
That's
energy.
what I was, yeah.
You kind of crush some of the blue thing, you fill in the spot like a tiny little well wall. It doesn't have any of the runes on it, but you're just like making this a circle. You sprinkle some of the catalyst dust and it starts to make all these little portals. You start to sprinkle more and more. It starts to make bigger portals until there's this flash, and you put your head back, and when you look there, sitting on the table is a miniature open well wall, undulating with blue and black, folding in on itself, perpetually open. A massive amount of energy that has fueling itself, and it's about like yay big. It's like the size of the Xena chakram type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in a bag of holding.
No.
One of the things you learn from this is like, shit. There's got to be some sort of terrazine that's embedded in the Eldorum in order to be able to have this happen. Otherwise, why would the catalyst dust gravitate towards it in order to power up the well walls? Mm-hmm. And you also realize that you just created your own well wall. And since you know that well walls go to either other well walls or sometimes other locations, where the fuck does this thing go that you just created by yourself? You kind of get the idea that the runes may designate locations to try to direct it more. You don't know where this thing goes.
Can I create sort of like a glass globe?
A containment?
So I want to like melt spent dust into molten glass.
Spent terrazine does?
Yeah, into molten glass and make like 2 half spheres, and then try to like melt them together around this.
Sure. I'll say that's going to be like more of Argus's type thing. So
Well,
like
I have glass working.
Sure. I'll say you can draw glass working at advantage because forged plus ding. Sure. Yeah. This is a dexterity thing, I believe, because it's more of a finesse.
26.
26. Yeah. Fuck. Jesus. I mean, your moduses are insane, so it's not that like it's not like you can fail unless I give you an impossible check. Yeah, you're able to contain it. As you do so, you feel like there's that type of negative and positive magnetic force. So as you close it, it gets suspended in like midair. It doesn't touch any of the sides.
Yeah.
It just sits there, and it starts to spin like a gyroscope electron circle would of an atom. That can be your power source.
Okay.
All you have to do is like have it touching part of the thing.
Yeah.
And even when you start to insert it, this thing begins to filled with immense power. This tiny little thing is
More power than this thing.
exponentially, by a factorial, more power than this thing needs.
It's like putting a nuclear power plant in
Yeah.
a lawnmower.
Yeah, you're putting like 20 uranium rods into an RC car.
Yeah. Cool.
it's absolutely insane. You also understand that, wait, how much radiation is coming out of this thing as you like have to straddle it when you sit down into it? You're like,
I'm dead.
I'm dead. I'm shooting blanks anyway. It doesn't matter.
Build my ironwood and worm steel box around it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, cool. Perfect. Get some lead. You'll do your best. This thing's functional.
Okay.
Mostly because not a whole lot of checks were required with this thing because a lot of the work was already created with this biomech thing. It is super sturdy. I believe you're intending this to. If you want it to have any other abilities like magical effects and everything, it's mostly just like pow pow pow.
Yeah. Later.
Yeah.
Things
We'll
I
take
wanna
care of
do
that.
to it.
Okay.
There's
so,
one more thing I want to try and build it.
Okay. We got to be done. So
I
what's
know.
up?
More spent
Poor
terrazine
Matt is
dust.
so tired.
I want to epoxy it to the inside of the metal dome. Spent terrazine dust.
So if there's a catastrophic failure, it remains contained. Is that what you mean?
Sort of. So I want to essentially like emboss the inside of that dome, the head hatch, with spent terrazine dust.
Okay. You want to line the interior with it.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I want to have Log, if he's willing, cast darkness into that embossment. The lining.
Oh, to try to have permanent darkness within?
Ooh.
Cool. Tinkering Arcana.
Because I did figure out that the mausoleum wall that could store energy from our spells.
That's one of the natures of terrazine, is that it can be a battery and store, catalyst, enhance. Yeah. I will let you, it's technically Arcana, but I'm letting you, but instead of intelligence, I want you to use charisma. So it's just a spell casting check plus your proficiency. Go ahead.
That one was only 17.
17?
Only a 17.
16.
16 plus charisma plus proficiency.
Well, so a 9 on the die.
Okay, 16, 17. You're able to get it there. You know, while you're doing so, as Log constantly casts it for a little bit as you try to, when sometimes there's these weird runes that are of Eldoram language, and you're realizing that, shit, that's the shit that's carved onto the pods. It was in Eldoram language. It was in Eldoram script. And not only that, that's the same script that's on the well walls. They're all the same thing. Shit, are these the creators of the well walls? Fuck. Or like they're the same species. These people, like, something did this. You are able to do so, and as you do, there is sometimes the somatic components. You instinctively create some Eldoram script in the air, and it does. You watch that while it's doing it, and you try to carve it in there so that every time he casts it, it gets more embedded and more glued into the nature of the thing until you realize that how this is going to work is when you're not in it, darkness isn't going to work. When you're in it and it's able to, and as long as you have spell slots on your person,
Okay.
it will be able to do the whole perpetual motion energy machine to make sure that it has
My
darkness in it.
ambient magic.
Your
will
ambient
power
magic
it.
will keep it powered.
Can you see in magical darkness?
No.
Cool.
There's a minor flaw.
No. This is my. We get stuck in the sunlight and I'm fucked. This is my survival.
Pew! And then just like you're okay.
Yeah.
This is my survival pod, essentially.
Yeah. You do have superior dark vision, but it's not through
Right, magical darkness.
darkness. Yes. But yeah, you could it would be centered on the mech itself, so it would be able to be moved and mobile.
Yes.
Because it's centered on an object.
Yeah.
That's fucking brilliant. I hate you for that. Awesome. It also means that you wouldn't have to be in it as long as you're near it while it's moving. Oh no, you do have to be in it while it's working. 'cause
I'm
that's what it
like
is.
like that dome. I'm essentially like it.
Cool. So you have
contains
Mark III. Do you have a name?
Not yet.
Okay, we'll come back to it.
Yep.
All right. So we're gonna end this session on something. Did you want your downtime to be any longer than 7 days?
I don't think
1 month, 2 weeks. No.
No, I don't think we have much of a choice.
So we got to keep him fed, and we got.
We also have to go
People here.
down into the catacombs.
We
so-
do, but I think Trishani would definitely want to continue pushing forward to the big boss.
The what was his name? Bandito something.
Bandito.
Bellius.
Bondant, yeah, Bolius.
Bondant.
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 Yeah,
Bellius.
that's more of a side quest than what we were really
Yeah.
on, but it could be.
It could be fun in between,
Well, I mean, if it
like an afternoon.
well, it sounds like they're looking after something important that could help us when we get to Bibas. So.
Yeah.
So after you finish all these things and you take a lot of time to train yourself, get stronger, do what it is you need to do, learn your new spells, you are approached by Vlad. He's like, oh, well, it looks like you have able to compose yourself, as he looks intently at you, Zemnek, and you have done well to improve your body, your minds, all of these things. I believe you might be ready for the favor that I need you to do.
15. 2 more heart rolls, by the way. Sorry.
It's okay. Is it, am I correct in assuming that you are prepared for this event?
I think we're as prepared as we're going to get.
Wonderful, great. I have heard, I need you to retrieve a specific, I need you to retrieve a specific item that will help both of our causes, and it will be better used in my care, because I will know how to enhance it to make both of our lives easier should I assume that we wish to usurp the conclave? Am I
Yeah.
correct in assuming such?
At least dismantle.
Fudge 'em.
Shade wants her sisters back. I want my sister back. And I doubt you like being controlled.
Isn't your sister the leader?
It is a little more complicated than that. I have been doing much of my own ancient research. You see, like, he keeps holding his hand. You see, like, there's, like, he's trying to, almost like his hand fell asleep, or he's trying to do stuff. You see a lot of scars and damage across his hand, as though he's bled himself quite a bit. I've been doing quite my own type of research. Our bloodline is powerful in the sense that it is has quite a bit of longevity, but also is recognized by gravity and time. There is slight premonition involved in our hereditary sense. There is something about something called the vision of truth, an item that is within the depths of where we are right now.
Yeah, we know.
Well,
Well, it's an item, though,
beautiful.
you say.
As far as I am able to discern, it is fuzzy, vague.
The item itself is fuzzy.
No,
have
the
someone else
vision
what I look
of
like,
the
they didn't
item-
know.
No, stop. No, stop it. It is the vision of the. Oh my God, he's infuriating. So it is the vision of. That's what I thought.
I mean, I'm fuzzy. Like
No, but you can say what I think you can say. I heard.
The Ascendants are looking for the eye.
Yeah.
Yes. 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 Yes, you are capable. Yes. I cannot do it myself,
and you
and
need
neither
us
can
to
Shade.
find it first.
I do. There are important things that I must tend to, and Shade will accompany you. She will aid you. She cannot do it on her own either. Rumor and lore has it that this vision of truth nullifies powerful magic. And seeing as Shade, their specialty is in magic, it would not be wise of her to do this alone. So if your mission, if you choose to accept it, would be to delve deep into the catacombs, find this vision of truth, this item, this artifact.
Have you found any details about what it looks like?
There are many arguments of the facts of whether it is alive, dead, moving, whether it once was alive. It is animate, at the very least. Perhaps part of something that lives?
maybe like a crocodile or a lion or
Possibly.
a hawk or a jackal or an ass.
These
Is there a reason why you're just listing off farm animals?
The sacred beasts that the Ascendants worship.
Oh, this thing predates the order of the ascendancy, as far as I am understood. But it wanders beneath the catacombs as many other dangerous things too, and the border of where it would go, it would cross into the deep under.
Not our first trip into the catacombs.
Hmm? Well, if you can return the item to me, I could make it of use. Perhaps we can actually shed some light on things that have hidden in the shadows for far too long. I would have you leave tomorrow. Time is of the essence, unfortunately. For now that there are others in search of it, I worry.
Now that you're talking to me, one question.
Yes?
Has anybody ever made like a artifact that creates blood that we can drink?
You are speaking of the Sanguinis Mortalis.
So somebody has.
They have attempted to do so.
Oh. So it's like something people have been trying to do.
Tens of thousands of lives were sacrificed to create a Philosopher's Stone type Sanguinis Mortalis crystal that would continue to bleed in infinitum.
Thank you.
It never was successfully created. Your arrogance is astounding.
Determination.
I myself have failed in such an attempt. My sister and I worked together.
Okay.
We almost toppled an empire.
Trying to create one?
Yes, but that is a story for another time.
Okay. To the catacombs. Tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow.
Shade's coming with us?
Shade will come with you. She is off in one, although she has left today because she saw that you were capable of what it is you needed to do, and she is taking care of an errand. She will be back tomorrow.
Okay.
She is extremely powerful individual. I don't have to tell you what it is. Do not lean on her capabilities because she has been instructed, and not like I need to tell her to do anything, but she very well knows that if it looks like she should leave and cut her losses, she will leave you. Is that understood?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. We are allies of convenience. But the more convenient it becomes, the more allies we become. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Wonderful. I am off to have quite a nice maitan for dinner. Farewell. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Yay!
Poor Matt.
I still have to drive.
Oh, poor buddy. All right, guys. Thank you guys for sticking with us. We know it was a long time. We love you. And as always, stay safe out there. Bye.